Unearthing an ancient ruin unleashed a red mist, maddening people, mutating all into aberrants. Our boys left alone. Aberrants shred cities, so the military drops missiles. But Zeus gets yeeted into a monster wolf's path, and he loses it, screaming her name. He went off arm a weapon shredding wolves. After the carnage, he stood alone, bleeding, transformed, rage leaving him wrecked in the ruined city. With glowing eyes, he whispered Zhu's name, stumbling, calling. Then he saw her doll, abandoned. He crashed asterisk, hope shattered. Reaching for her last trace, a bloody tear traced his despair, screaming her name into the desolate ruins. 3 days back, news spun the red mist as natural. Our boy and Zhu were stuck in traffic when a soldier banged on their window, screaming, "Get out!" The highway was in full military lockdown, making the driver realize the government was straight-up lying. Chaos erupted. He kept Zhu calm. Then the mist straight up consumed a military chopper, and an explosion rocked the bridge above. The car was shook, so he shoved her down to protect her. Debris wrecks the car. Our boy wakes, checks parents, dad's leg pinned, mom's reeling. A massive aberrant appears, scattering everyone. Dad screams, "Run, get out now!" He's stuck. The kid grabs Zhu, yanking her from the car. Dad yells, "Save your sister, forget us!" He refuses as another monster tears into nearby survivors. Mom shoves him, "Run!" Dad yells, "Man up, protect your sister!" A monster obliterates their car, the mutated wolf's victory roar chilling him. He screams, clutching Zhu. The aberrant's locked on. Zhu shoves him away. Then a dragon thing takes out a helicopter. The city's gone wild. He grabs his sister and runs. The mutated wolf still stalks the streets, forcing him and Zhu to hide. He holds his breath, waiting for an opening. The monster finally moves on, and they sigh in relief. But Zhu suddenly screams, red cracks spreading across her face. She feels incredibly sick. They've inhaled too much red mist. He grabs water, desperate to help. As he tries to cover her, the same red cracks erupt on his face. He collapses, weird energy pouring out. He's losing it, faking chill. Bad timing. Their parents' killer, the wolf aberrant, is asterisk right here. It locks eyes through the glass, busted. He grabs Zhu, yells, "Run!" They bolt from the supermarket, a desperate break as a huge winged monster dives. Wolf aberrant closing in, Zhu's terrified. He pulls her close, vows protection. That winged monster is trashing the skyline, sparking a full-on turf war in the streets. Trapped between beasts, he makes a split-second call back into the store. Only shot, he grabs a metal pipe. With a desperate yell, he swings wild. The pipe shatters on its face, just making it angrier. No other options, he shoves his hands into its jaws, staggering the beast. Zhu grabs a fire extinguisher, ready to jump in, but he screams at her to bolt. He kept the monster focused, his body failing. Red mist surged, control slipping just as Zhu tripped into its path. An armored hand blocked the wolf's lunge, a massive red blade impaling it. The savior, him, lost to rage, screaming, "Die!" driving his blade into the wolf again and again. Zhu watched in horror at what he'd become, grabbing him, begging him to stop. Flashback, Mom screamed to run, "Dad's be a man for your sister." Their last wish. He and Zhu survive. Zhu snaps back, facing his terrified sister. Regaining composure, he apologizes for scaring her senseless. But as he says he's fine, the reflection reveals the winged aberrant is still there. The turf war's back. The beast snatches the dead wolf, diving straight for them, claws out. Zhu grabs a pipe, screaming insults. He yells, "Stay away from my sister," ready to go down swinging. Suddenly, a red-haired guy with a glowing sword blocks the attack out of nowhere. He tells them to hide while he handles the aberrant's clutch timing. But Zhu knows the monster's fixated. He has to lure it away. Zhu clings, terrified he'll lose control and transform again. Zhu pulled his sister close, promising, "No cap, I won't lose control. Wait here while I handle business." Zhu pleaded, "Promise you'll come back safe." With a confident smile, he swore, "On my life, I'll make it back for you." That settled, he turned to the danger, dark aura flaring. He'd realized hunting aberrants and absorbing their energy was the secret to leveling up. This massive horned beast, the perfect power-up to protect his fam. He screams, "Die already," ready for the fight. But the aberrant ghosts him, roaring at something else, pure disrespect. Pissed at being ignored, he'll kill his way to its attention. He swings a pipe at the wolf aberrant. It chomps his arm, won't let go. He snaps asterisk, arms mutating, ripping it in half. Lost in the rush, he revels in the insane power surging through him. Just then, the massive winged aberrant swoops down. Landing in the street, another spiky monster. His transformation glitches, leaving Zio Hao bewildered, staring at his hands. Then the military's solution screams down. Zio Zhu rushes out, but he yells for her to get back just as a massive explosion engulfs the area. A chopper spots survivors in the chaos. Their brilliant plan? Grab Zio Zhu, but ditch Zio Hao, he's infected. Dragged onto the chopper, soldiers panicked about more monsters. He watched in horror as his sister flew away. Amidst the explosion, he hallucinated Zio Zhu asking why he abandoned her. The vision screamed at him for not saving her, engulfed by the blast. He roared her name, his transformed body torn apart by fire. Then Zio Hao snapped awake, gasping for air, realizing it's the same damn nightmare he's had for 6 months. He grabs a rifle, relieved his slip-up didn't blow his cover with the new crew. Zio Hao spent 6 months searching shelters for Zio Zhu to no avail. He joined Border Patrol for intel and free movement. This lands him at Kishi City's border outpost, a real gem of post-apocalyptic paradise. He reports to Captain Jia Jun late. His warm welcome? A swift kick for being a useless noob. He's put on watch till the big shots arrive or his life's toast. Zio Hao eyes the crimson spire, risen with the red fog. He wonders about borderland survivors and if a certain someone's still out there. Below, his captains on a smoke break, convinced the elite unit has it covered. The squad agrees, sure the famous unit won't fail. Elite unit's been owning aberrants en route. Zio Hao muses how the crimson fog amplifies the worst. Lost in thought, he sees the fog part, not just clearing, but something huge charging their outpost. A soldier below spots it, warns his useless captain. Jayajun tells him to chill, then sees a literal wave of red mist. The special unit sprinted through the ruins. Then that crimson wave just slammed them, sending elites flying like ragdolls. Jayajun watched, horrified, as his backup got wiped. He screamed, "Retreat!" as one of his own was impaled. Cornered by a massive aberrant, a soldier thought it was GG. Zio Hao, chilling above, watched his squad freak out. Deciding it was prime time, he dropped in, an epic energy blade slamming down, blocking the monster's attack. Turns out, our boy's dishing out the pain, already bagging his first kill. One aberrant down, next target locked. He lunges, second takedown, hand plunging into the beast to absorb its energy. Feeling the power up, he's stronger, hyped to fight the half-dozen monsters surrounding him. Zio Hao's fully juiced, ready to solo the horde. When bam, a massive purple energy beam vaporizes them all. He whips around, seeing a woman with a high-tech rifle, Detachment Captain Song Rui, unimpressed. Zio Hao panics, realizing she's elite special response unit. He must ditch his monster form before they classify him as a target. Unfortunately, the captain just ordered her squad. Leave no one alive. Her squad instantly swarmed Zio Hao, thankfully human-shaped again. Hands up, he tried to explain he was on their side just as a massive aberrant glitched behind him, ready to attack. Poof, aberrant gone. The soldiers confirmed the kill. Zio Hao surrendered, but Captain Song Rui was like, "How'd this rando get our tech?" Then ordered withdrawal. Our boy knew he was totally cooked. Their temporary base is on lockdown per Song Rui's orders. She's reviewing the casualty report. A shocking 30 patrolmen dead, only 2 of her elites. Now it's Zio Hao's turn for a private interrogation. What a plot twist. He's tied to a chair, demanding why he's detained, claiming he's a victim. But Song Rui points out his convenient 2-hour disappearance right before the attack. He tries to bluff, saying he was just napping in the ruins with Captain's okay. A squad mate snitches on Zio Hao for slacking. Zio Hao death glares, threatening to shut him up. Captain Song Rui watches the drama, noting the team's a total train wreck. Meanwhile, the red-haired swordsman is somehow cleared from medical. Back in the hot seat, Song Rui notes Zio Hao, a rookie, survived a fight that killed her elites. He plays the coward, claiming he's a track star, just good at running away. He doesn't buy it, Why would a coward join the army? He admits he's hunted aberrants 6 months, controlling powers, searching for Ziazu. A lone wolf, he scoured every ruin for his sister. Song Rui sees through his act, accusing him of abandoning post and withholding info. Cuffed, he asks if she's executing him right here, right now. Song Rui gets all up in his face about his hands, not buying his story. She demands to know why he's lying, his real objective. Before he can spill, a massive tremor rocks the base. She thinks earthquake, but Xiaohao instantly recognizes the vibe. He screams for everyone to run, warning a huge aberrant horde is coming, but Song Rui just thinks he's trying to bolt right in front of her. Absolutely fuming, she slams him down with a crackle of purple energy. Her soldiers could only watch as she went off on the cuffed prisoner. Suddenly, the floor gave way, plunging them into darkness and a huge underground cavern totally lost. Xiaohao woke up cuffed, realizing their massive fall. Captain Song Rui, chill as ever, just ordered lights. His squad mate immediately started roasting him for the mess, but Xiaohao just snapped. Survive first. A powerful light stick illuminates their new problem, a sprawling maze of aberrant tunnels. Song Rui, ever the boss, quickly orders calm weapon checks. She takes point, rifle ready, telling the squad to hold formation and cover. Suddenly, Xiaohao senses a breeze hinting at an exit. The loudmouth rushes ahead, quipping, "Look at the first-class escape artist." He spots light, screams, "Exit!" Xiaohao clocks the monster, yells, "Get down!" As it lunges. Purple lightning zaps it, slicing it in half. Corrosive acid splatters where the soldier sat. Song Rui warns of the acid, then side-eyes Xiaohao for going rogue. She notes he's sus at dodging danger, not a compliment. Calling him Yan Hao, she says he's got a lot to explain post-escape. Before he can process that, a strange rumbling echoes through the cavern. Turns out it's more beetle aberrants crawling out of the woodwork. Soon a whole swarm pours from holes in the walls. Squads surrounded, escape cut off. An elite opens fire, bullets ricocheting off armored shells, bullets useless. Squad makes a mad dash through the cavern. Song Rui yells, "Run!" Xiaohao suddenly stops, pointing out the swarm mysteriously stopped chasing them, never a good sign. Ahead, a massive chamber. The swarm's retreat made sense. A massive tyrant-class aberrant was just vibing there, inhaling the red mist. Its eyes flared, condensing the mist into a terrifying energy point. Xiaohao screamed, "It's a weapon, watch out!" No cap, Song Rui leaped, purple lightning crackling. The monster unleashed a colossal red energy beam. Her supercharged lightning blast collided head-on with the aberrant's death ray. Song Rui's lightning got bodied by the monster's beam. Xiaohao screamed, shoving her aside as the blast shredded her defenses. He took the full hit, his arm morphing to absorb the energy, promising to explain later. Both arms mutated, he stared down the tyrant, ready for a real fight. Song Rui wondered how he'd handle what her best attacks couldn't touch. He gave her a confident smirk, unfazed by the impossible odds. Then, massive claw arm ready, he told the monster, "Bring it on." He ids it as a tyrant class, just below Behemoth and Calamity. He smashes his claw, eyeing the power-up. Xiaohao squares up, but the tyrant's armored hide barely registered his punch. This thing's ridiculously tough, no normal aberrant. Its massive size makes it less monster, more walking armored tank. The beast swings, but he effortlessly dodges. "Too slow, big guy," he scoffs, realizing it's just a tanky dummy, all defense, no speed. His arm erupts into tendrils, grabbing the monster as squad mates' bullets just ping off. "Wait, is that Yan Hao?" The soldier gasps, floored. "The biggest chicken I know is now a monster slayer." Captain Song Rui connects the dots. He's a secret government weapon built to kill aberrants. Squad mates shook. Song Rui confirms their coward is a top-secret combat experiment, a lab escapee. Did he cause the last red mist? She warns him to zip it. This intel is highly classified. Meanwhile, the tyrant charges a massive crimson energy ball, unleashing a devastating wave. Destruction zeroes in on Xiaohao. He screams for his squad to bail, knowing it's a wipe. The red energy sphere expands, engulfing the cavern in a massive explosion. After the blast, Song Rui kneels, purple lightning flaring, gasping. The loudmouth soldier lies there, shook, stunned he's alive. He rushes to injured Captain Song Rui. He's floored an elite sacrificed a leg for a lowly patrolman. He argued she shouldn't risk her combat ability, given her mission to kill aberrants. But she dropped a hero speech about being humanity's shield, leaving him speechless. Suddenly, massive spikes slammed down beside them. Zio Hao was out of juice, his transformation fading fast. The tyrant aberrant, unfazed by the explosion it just tanked, roared furiously, ready to finish off the exhausted survivors. As it lunges, purple lightning blasts its face. Zio Hao clocks Captain Song Rui, injured but still in the game. Song Rui unleashes another lightning shot, screaming Zio Hao can't die until he spills his secrets. Her supercharged blast hits the tyrant's face, but the monster just laughs it off, a horrifying new development. Turns out, the tyrant's summoning a massive red mist from deep in the caves, using tunnels to pull energy and instantly regen all its wounds. She clocks it'll be full power in seconds, making their sitch hopeless. She tells him to run, but Zio Hao refuses. "This thing dies today." He realizes the monster can't move while healing, a perfect opening. But she warns if this desperate plan fails, he's toast. He just smirks, saying he's faced death countless times, ready for one more round. Song Rui greenlights the desperate plan. Her rifle, crackling with purple lightning, will unleash one supercharged shot to crack the monster's head armor, giving Zio Hao his shot at the brain. The tyrant roars. She fires, the blast hits its face with a massive explosion as Zio Hao dives in. The shot works perfectly, shattering the armor, exposing the weak spot. With a furious scream, he unleashes tendrils into the opening, impaling the tyrant's brain, unleashing corrosive green fluid. Song Rui, utterly spent, watched, wondering if their Hail Mary worked. The explosion sent Zio Hao flying, hands shredded. The tyrant fell, impaled by a massive blade. Song Rui, catching her breath, rushed to Zio Hao, screaming his name. He was unconscious. She noticed a photo he dropped, wondering its importance. Just then, a strange crystal shard from the dead monster fell, piercing his palm. His mind plunged into a void, revealing his beast form. He'd lost control, wondering if this was hell or his life flashing by. Suddenly, a glowing DNA strand fired a pure energy beam. The shard embedded in his chest, shockingly restoring control. A new power hummed, his eyes normalized as he woke. He's trying to figure out how the tyrant's core lodged in his chest. The crystals slurping up red mist, making him a power battery. It's a fail-safe, storing the mist to prevent full monster mode. Now he can absorb aberrants freely without losing his mind. He was hyped about the upgrade until he realized its storage is super limited. With energy sucking in this fast, it's about to straight-up blow. Recalling the tyrant's attack, he'll burn off the excess himself. On a medical bed, he's still overflowing as mist pours in. Focused, he takes control, screaming, forcing volatile energy into his palm. Song Rui stares at Zhao, his hands glowing with dangerously unstable red energy. She's demanding answers, but he's kinda busy not exploding. He screams for her to move, unleashing all that raw power and blasting a massive energy beam right out the window, punching a hole in the building across the street. 5 minutes earlier, Song Rui learns the red-haired swordsman's leg is a goner. Deputy Lin immediately asks about Zio Hao, clearly side-eyeing the test subject story. She shuts him down, stating the kid's case is top secret and he needs to focus on recovery. Then she drops the bombshell. She's already requested his transfer to a desk job at HQ. She threatens to report him to his father, the chief of staff. He pushes back, she cuts his comms, orders him to stay put, straight up cold. Back in the medical ward, Captain Song Rui hunts for Zio Hao, led to room 314. She orders her subordinate to stand guard, private convo, but opening the door, she's hit with unstable energy. Zio Hao is overwhelmed by power from the chest crystal. As she demands answers, he screams for her to move, forcing her to dive as he loses control of the blast. The outside guard gets rocked by the shockwave as the wall explodes, a massive red beam tearing through the building and into the city. Deputy Lin sees the chaos, realizing Song Rui can't hide this much longer. The guard wonders why he's always the unlucky one. Song Rui recognizes the tyrant's attack, baffled he's using aberrant powers without gear. She glares, demanding answers. What is he? How's he doing this? On the roof, Ziohao explains his new powers next to the scorch mark from his outburst. He can absorb an aberrant's core, literally stealing its abilities, a game changer. The crystal stores red mist and self-repairs, making him a walking battery. Song Rui, intrigued, breaks down his features like a spec sheet. But here's the kicker. Gaining their power means he's slowly becoming one of them. Humanity on the line, he asks what she sees. She calls him one of a kind, monster or not, that's on him. Song Rui powers a double-edged sword, join her elite reserve or get tagged a threat and yeeted like aberrants. He scoffs, city troops could pull that off. She admits she can't take him solo, but the whole unit. Different story. She sweetens the deal, status, intel, resources if he joins. But Ziohao's sus, wondering why she's going all out. She confirms he's sharp, admitting she needs him for a specific reason, but she's not the enemy. To prove it, she frames their deal as a simple transaction. Then she pulls out the photo he dropped, the one of his sister, leaving him floored. She offers her elite squad's resources to find Zio Zhu if he's in. Ziohao hit a wall searching solo, so her offer was super tempting. He agreed. Military rank was his only shot at real intel. He took the photo, then cheekily asked for a raise, citing his value. Song Rui didn't even blink, making him a reserve soldier with sick benefits. She immediately told him to scram, file his paperwork like a good rookie. As he left, she stopped him for one last detail. She'd paid for the massive hole he blew in the hospital. She's docking his pay, leaving him speechless. Ziohao bails, dreading the repair bill. Song Rui, watching, thinks he's key to turning a Burns human. At the garrison, our boy's processing his new career when his old loudmouth squadmate rolls in, joining the special unit. Suddenly, the guy's his bestie, all we got each other now. Ziohao tries to remember his name, realizing he never cared who he was. His old squadmate waves over to Captain Jayajun, who somehow made it. But Ziohao sees his captain caught in a tense confrontation. A new meathead's taunting injured Jayajun about past beef, a woman he defended, and a pension dispute. The loudmouth squadmate charges in to defend his captain, all guts, no backup. He's immediately slammed, proving yelling doesn't win fights. Captain grabs Jayajun, demanding he kneel and lick his shoes, threatening to break a squadmate's arm for a crutch, savage. Jayajun is torn, pride versus subordinate safety. He starts to kneel, ready to swallow his pride. But as he's about to give in, Zhao Hao steps in, stopping him cold. Smiling, he says it's his turn to repay the favor. He steps up, straight up, threatening anyone who touches his old captain. The defense captain's goons are shook. The goons charge in, yelling he's dead meat, but Ziohao just gives them a cold stare, totally unfazed. He starts a countdown. First guy drops from a brutal kick, second gets an elbow to the jaw, third takes a boot to the gut. He finishes his 4-second beatdown with a punch to the last. The final goon gets launched, slamming hard, leaving the squad wiped out in seconds. Captain stunned. Rookie dismantled his crew in 4 seconds flat. He pulls a gun, screaming at Ziohao for challenging the guard. Ziohao smirks, telling him to trust him as bullets fly past. Before he reacts, Ziohao grabs the gun, mocking his pathetic firing speed. Crushing the weapon like cheap plastic, he tossed the scrap. This guy's firepower, not even a fraction of Song Rui's. The captain lunged with a knife. Ziohao effortlessly blocked, disarming him, taking the blade with a cold stare. He hoisted the captain off the ground, calmly asking if he wanted Jayajun to kneel. The tough guy act vanished, replaced by panicked warnings. Our boy just held him, letting the terror sink in. Declaring, "My turn," he slammed the captain face first, leaving him pancaked into the pavement, a productive end to their chat. The goons were shook, processing how he dodged bullets like it was nothing. Our boy was equally surprised his new power-up was asterisk op. Boss out cold, the squad wisely booked it. His old squadmate ran up, praising him like a war god. Captain Jayajun thanks Ziohao for the save. Ziohao's like, just returning the favor. Jayajun still worries the city defense force will seek revenge. The loudmouth then reveals their elite unit status makes them untouchable. Meanwhile, at the special unit's temporary base, paperwork is flying. Song Rui confirms his team application went straight to HQ, approved only for the next assessment. When he asks if he's officially in, she tells him, "Hold your horses." The real test? Ha Chang HQ's entry assessment for the elite Blazing Blood Combat Division. He's set to smash records. Soon, their military convoy rolls into Ha Chang for the big day. The squad, in armored vehicles, heads to base. Inside, Song Rui explains this is the capital, Blazing Blood HQ. As Xiao Hao asks about warrior ranks, a soldier mocks the guy next to him, calling him a weakling for the combat assessment. He laughs it off. Song Rui clarifies he's joining logistics, so no combat test is needed. Suddenly, the logistics guy is Xiao Hao's bestie, offering a crash course. Anyone with powers is a warrior, ranked from S-class gods down to E-class grunts. Aberrants have threat tiers: Scout, Hound, Overlord. Then there are city-wrecking behemoths and world-ending calamities. Matchups are clear-cut. Each warrior rank handles a specific threat, but your rank also hinges on beast core affinity, which definitely caught Xiaohao's eye. Turns out humans can awaken powers by attuning to an aberrant's core, crafting special gear. Song Rui spilled the tea. Zero affinity means you're stuck as an E-rank grunt, period. Just as they're processing this info dump, their convoy screeches to a halt. Guards block the road, claiming it's closed for official business, daring to stop an elite unit. Turns out the roadblock is from the Green Vine Group, a name that definitely rings a bell for Captain Song Rui. He immediately suspects a big shot from that group is here for the same assessment. Super sus. An hour later, recruits line up for a classic welcome to hell speech from the head examiner. Rank warrior Lin Yongxin lays down the law. Blazing blood is humanity's last hope. He declares no special treatment, follow his rules or leave. Pep talk done, he kicks off the physical assessment. First, a weighted dash. One guy blazes through in 5.1 seconds, setting a high bar. Then another recruit casually one-hands a 500 kg dumbbell, stunning everyone else. Final test, a striking power machine. One recruit went so hard they literally broke it, score uncalculable. 10 minutes later, the head examiner gets the final report, physicals done. He confirms results, ready to drop the day's top score. The machine breaker, 198 points, absolutely obliterating the old rookie record of 140. Another recruit screams, cheating, as a new challenger confronts the instructor. Zhang Jin Kishi, defense captain's bro, questions the insane score. The examiner snaps, "I watched it all, accusing me of favoritism." Zhang just gives a smug smile, claiming just curious. He'd never dare accuse. He then turns to Zhao Hao, confirming his Kishi City Patrol background. Playing it cool with hometown ties, revenge is clearly brewing. Zhang Jin is livid, vowing Xiao Hao will pay tenfold for humiliating his bro. Xiao Hao plays it cool, unfazed by the rival's thinly veiled threat. The examiner asks if he knows the guy, noting he's a rich kid from the defense team. That detail makes it all click. The entire defense force is rotten. Results are then read. Surprise, surprise. Yan Hao snags first place with a record-breaking 198 points, instantly catching a senior researcher's eye. Meanwhile, Zhang Jin is fuming in his dorm, livid he lost. He's whining about two random monsters stealing his spotlight. Turns out, he only qualified because his brother simps for the powerful Green Vine Group. Zhang Jin's still seething, vowing to go full beast mode to avenge his brother. The next assessment phase kicks off at the high-tech beast core station. The examiner gets straight to it, holding up a special wrist guard. The test is simple. Wear it, place a beast core. Stakes are high. Affinity below 40% means instant disqualification. He quickly explains core quality rankings, from common black to legendary gold. Socketed into gear, they let warriors awaken elemental or raw power. Your innate talent decides if you're a fighter or support. He clarifies the wrist guard is just a cheap diagnostic tool, so no superpowers today, fam. With that out of the way, the beast core affinity test begins. First up, a crushing 39% affinity. One guy failed by a point, instantly melting down. Another barely passed at 56%, celebrating. Zhang Jin was called, his turn to step up to the plate. Smug, eyes glowing red like he'd won, he strapped on the wrist guard. He struggled briefly, then with a furious scream, forced the device to activate through sheer willpower. A solid 60% affinity, super impressive for a rookie. Recruits are totally blown away. He just smashed last year's record. Zhang Jin seethes in the corner, convinced he's the strongest. Everyone else is trash. While others buzz, a new face is about to shake things up. Jin Ying gets right in Xiao Hao's face, wondering how a powerhouse from her city stayed hidden. Turns out she's the Intelligence Bureau's top analyst, impressed he stayed off her radar. She blames him for the red mist. He plays dumb. Jin Ying's not buying it. She's now super curious about his secrets. Xiao Hao sees an opening, flips the script for intel. She agrees, but her offer has a catch. Jin Ying's challenge. She'll spill, but only if he aces her affinity test. Deals on, she steps up, confident he can't top her. Jin Ying skips to the platform, ready to flex and shatter Zhang Jin's record. "Watch closely," she urges. Xiao Hao wonders if she can walk the talk, while Zhang Jin just scoffs, "Pathetic clown." Unfazed, she calmly straps on the wrist guard, places the beast core. Her hand crackles with latent energy. With a fierce look, she unleashes her full power into the equipment. Machine lights up, a staggering 78% affinity instantly declass. She gives a smug thumbs up, recognized as the famous Xingli girl. Striding past a stunned Zhang Jin, she gloats to Zhao Hao, "Promise kept," leaving him fuming. Examiner calls final candidate Yan Hao. Jin Ying asks if he's feeling the heat, but Zhao Hao, knowing she's legit, just tells her to watch. He's laser-focused on winning this bet for Sister's clues. Stepping up, he recalled Song Rui's C-rank estimate, expecting an easy test. Strapping on the wrist guard, he smirked, activating the device, eager to unleash his potential. The machine instantly flashed C-rank, shocking recruits who knew his squad leader level. Then the system totally wigged out, flashing error. After a tense moment, the final result dropped, a big, fat 0%. Zhang Jin loses it, cackling, calling Xiao Hao a pathetic loser, mocking his worthlessness. Even the beast core rejects him. As Zhang Jin rages, Xiao Hao senses the device is sus. The wrist guard flares red, the beast core cracks under unseen pressure, his body absorbing it against his will. A new one. Jin Ying is baffled by the 0%, calling it a new record for failure. Yet she's thrilled, logging data for her mysterious boss. A creepy researcher smirks, sensing something's off with the core. The head examiner, hearing Yan Hao allegedly stole equipment, confronts Zhao Hao, demanding he show the missing core. A quick check confirms the beast core vanished from the wrist guard. That's a major red flag. Everyone stared as Xiao Hao played dumb, claiming zero clue. Facing lab rat status, he needed a cover story fast. He gambled, spinning his transformation as a rare core ability. His arm erupted into a monstrous red claw, putting everyone on edge. Zhang Jin stared, baffled by the horrifying change. The head examiner drew his weapon, screaming, "All personnel, fall back now." Jin Ying's hyped, thinking it's a rare beast out. The examiner aims, wondering if he's infected, needs putting down for safety. Decides to eliminate the threat ASAP. But Jin Ying tries to chill things, asking if he's still in control. Xiao Hao calmly turns, asking what's up. Baffled, the examiner lowers weapon. He quickly sells his cover, the core burrowed in, giving him this new trick. Jin Ying is stoked, realizing he can control the transformation without going berserk. Threat gone, the examiner declares Xiao Hao hit jackpot with rare ability. Xiao Hao gets sus, asking Jin Ying how she knows so much about his beastification. She just gives a smug wink, acting like she knows everything. Examiner blows her cover. She's a top researcher, her dad runs R&D aura shattered. He declares, "Show's over," demanding the beast core. But that's where the real problem starts. The device fused to his arm won't let go. As the examiner processes, a shadowy figure in the crowd zeroes in, realizing they've found the perfect test subject. Green Vine needs to know. Next thing you know, Xiao Hao's whisked to radiology for a full body scan to figure out what's up with his arm. Researchers are baffled. The beast core is fused, unremovable. They turn to director Jin Ying's dad, who's practically drooling, calling Xiao a fascinating specimen. A top military official demands answers, but Jin smirks, asking if they'd still ditch a guy with zero affinity. Chief of Staff Song Lianchin cuts the drama, demanding the report. Director Jin, who helped build the machine, knew 0% was total cap. Jin Ying was buzzing, demanding he spill the beans. The machine didn't just fail, it went off the charts reading him. Chief of Staff was shook, realizing his affinity broke the 100% theoretical max. Bombshell dropped, he ordered the head examiner for a private chat. Xiao Hao noticed his chest crystal turning red after absorbing the beast core. He realizes the weak core didn't grant new powers but supercharged his internal battery. The stronger the aberrant he eats, the stronger he gets. Infinite evolution is now on the table. Meanwhile, at Crimson Blood HQ, Song Rui clashes with the chief, defending her choice to recruit Xiao Hao. The chief questions her obsession with a random C rank, but Song Rui fires back, reminding her father she promised and can't break her word. He lectures her on a soldier's duty, then drops the bomb. Xiao Hao's on another squad. He even accuses her of poaching another leader's soldier before ordering her to stand down. Song Rui agrees, already plotting her next move to get him back. Meanwhile, at the barracks, Xiao Hao's new alias, Yan Hao, is screamed across the lounge. Jin Ying excitedly announces their first mission, exploring a new aberrant nest together. Our boy is completely blindsided, officially a C-rank member of some other guy's squad. New instructor, simple recon, but stay sharp. Jin Ying, smug, promised to handle data, got your back. Squad rolled out in convoy for their first aberrant nest mission. Instructor, low-tier hive, cakewalk. Jin Ying clarified, venomous worker soldier bee swarm, not so fun. Xiao Hao wondered, 3 vehicles for a wasp nest. Driver gave him the side-eye. Instructor clocks trouble. Jin Ying mocks our boy for underestimating these iron bees. These aren't just wasps, they're giant scout-class monsters. Driver swerves, yelling brace for impact, as the swarm descends. Stingers rain down, turning recon into a full-blown ambush. Jin Ying panics, their ride about to get shredded. But Xiao Hao just grins, ready to flex his new powers. The armored vehicle gets shredded by stingers until a red energy shield pops up. Xiao Hao rips off the door, transforming it into a shield, leaping out to fight. He tells the others to chill, holding off the swarm solo. The instructor is totally baffled, but Jin Ying explains it's his core's transformation ability. She's hyped, realizing he can weaponize anything for her to study. Just as he's holding his own, a mysterious green energy beam slices through the bees. Xiao Hao's totally blindsided, like, WTF? This new attack, worse than the bees, shreds his defenses. With a second unknown enemy, he screams for Jin Ying to cover. Squad scrambles behind a rock, rides trashed. Instructor grabs a flamethrower, ready to face the bees, thinking they fear fire. But that green beam zips again, catching him mid-stride. Poof! Vaporized in a massive explosion. Talk about a short-lived plan. Xiao Hao, battling the swarm, yells, "Green spike, what gives?" Jinying's datapad reveals intel's dead wrong. A hound-class queen with armor-melting venom. Massive queen on field. Xiao Hao, workers are on you. Jinying actually agrees, blue energy swirling as she powers up. Plot twist, she's not just a researcher. Unleashing D-rank wind power, she screams, "Storm!" to clear threats. Jin Ying's wind attack shreds worker bees, clearing a path. Her blade storm takes out the swarm, leaving only the big boss. Minions gone, Xiao Hao locks eyes with the queen, ready to throw down. Queen screeches back, stinger glowing, prepping a venomous blast. Shields won't cut it. Xiao Hao goes offensive, morphing his gear into a massive, jagged, brutal sword. He slams it down, channeling raw power. He unleashes a shockwave, clearing the last worker bees. Field clear, he charges his sword with red energy, firing a massive beam straight at the queen. It's a direct hit, tearing through her vital point. But the monster is totally unfazed. That's impossible for a hound class. Jin Ying is floored, realizing this aberrant is way stronger than intel suggested. As the queen tries to escape, she screams for Xiao to stop it. She realizes the queen's evolving into an overlord-class threat. Xiao Hao's completely gassed, collapsing after his attack. Jinying saunters over, snarkily offering to power-feed him. He's not into little kids, he retorts, totally grinding her gears. Annoyed, she tosses him a ration bar. "Eat and chill, no complaining." Squad arrives. He orders them to secure the area, report the new overlord threat. Queen Bee's nest ahead. Jin Ying's ready to dive in, scanner confirming low red mist. She dismisses Xiao Ohao's concerns. This is their golden ticket for a high-rank clear. Meanwhile, at HQ, the chief of staff drops a bombshell. Higher-ups are split on Xiao Ohao, train him or lab rat. He orders his subordinate to keep tabs on the kid, a special case. Their chat's cut short by an urgent transmission the chief demands immediately. His subordinate is shook. Mission threat level just went from low to high. The chief smells a rat, knowing Jin Ying's too cautious for this recklessness. He deploys the nearest blazing blood unit, with Song Rui leading the rescue. Back at HQ, the chief of staff briefs the head examiner and his brother, informing Yang Xin his younger brother will serve directly under Song Rui. He officially orders the man reassigned as her adjutant. Brother accepts. The chief admits pulling strings for his daughter, dismissing them, hoping to curb her Yan Hao obsession. At the nest, Zhao Hao notes only he and Jin Ying have fog-resistant combat suits. Nearing the entrance, she confirms stable energy readings for now. If the queen evolves into an overlord, their mission becomes exponentially harder. As she steps in, Xiao Ohao yells, "Stop!" A massive armored aberrant bursts from the ground, ambushing them. It's a mutated iron-armored poison queen, just peachy. Jin Ying realizes it's already an overlord-class threat. She's baffled. The fog shouldn't be high enough for this glow-up. Her scanner then reveals the fog is way past danger level, and her gear never warned her. She starts coughing, collapsing. Xiao Hao clocks her suit's busted. Sabotage, a mole in blazing blood. Before that truth sinks in, the ground cracks, giving way. Xiao Hao grabs her, bolts as the area collapses into a massive pit. He realizes this fog-filled chasm is an all-you-can-eat for his powers, but Jin Ying's safety comes first. Fight later. Zhao Hao stashes Jin Ying in a safe spot, telling her to chill while he handles the pests. He tells her to hit up HQ for backup with good comms, then goes full hero. Jin Ying agrees, promising to feed HQ all the juicy intel from their epic fail. As he's about to bounce, she stops him, dropping the classic "if you die, I'll kill you" line. He just smirks, promising he'll be back, unfazed by her threat. Resolved, he faces the Overlord Queen and her angry wasp army, his promise to Xiao Zhu fueling him. Power flaring, he vows not to fail this time. Our boy launches into the swarm, ready for a brutal brawl. Xiao Hao channels his power into a massive energy blast for a last-ditch attack. With one shot left, he unleashes his Crimson Burst, full power at the swarm. The concentrated beam rips through the chasm, hitting the queen directly as it braces. Dust settles. He waits. Did his gamble pay off? Instead of victory, red mist seeps from the ground. The swarm emerges from the fog, unharmed, eyes glowing. He stares, utterly shook. His ultimate attack, a total bust. Jin Ying confirms her analyzer was tampered with. Hiding, she gets it working. It immediately screams. The red mist is at a critical, unsurvivable level, double the alert threshold. A massive explosion then rocks the cave. She peeks out, wondering what fresh hell. The blast stirred the fog, making the lethal air thicker. The swarm is evolving at light speed, turning weak scouts into Hound-class threats. In the chasm, Xiao Hao's already battling newly armored, angrier bees. He's swarmed by monsters leveling up with every hit. He's burning out fast. His energy drain outpaces his regen. Blocking another venomous stinger, he knows he's about to hit empty. Jin Ying peeks from cover, doubting if our boy can hang on. Then she spots red mist corrosion on his neck, confirming his suit was sabotaged too. Her analyzer's screaming bloody murder, corruption levels spiking off the charts. He's losing control to the toxic fog. She must act fast, gathering wind energy. She blasts the mist away, launching a wind bullet into the chasm. This creates a swirling vortex, a temporary clean air pocket. With the path clear, she yells for him to brace himself, then slams the detonator. Her surprise package explodes, a massive vortex clearing the fog, leaving him totally baffled. Xiao Hao's surprised by the sudden clear air, but quickly realizes his free energy supply is cut off, terrible timing. The evolved bees are still a major threat. immediately launching a volley of venomous stingers. He blocks, taking the full force, but too late, he realizes the stingers are laced with a potent paralyzing agent. Another projectile wave was closing in. Dodging was a no-go. Suddenly, a new warrior, fists glowing, dropped from above, absolutely wrecking an armored bee. Xiaohao recognized his savior, Vice Commander Lin, who just pulled a surprise entrance. Lin told him to stay sharp, their pest problem was far from over. Total understatement, they were completely swarmed by the evolved horde. As bees swarmed, a massive purple lightning blast ripped through them. The cavalry? Captain Song Rui packing a C-class railgun. Our boy was stunned. She confirmed HQ sent her squad for backup. No time to waste, she ordered units to charge and exterminate the vermin. Blazing blood stormed the chasm, guns ready. One team torched bees with flamethrowers, another laid cover fire. Song Rui orders lieutenants to fall back, flamethrowers hold the line. But the queen bee won't let them escape. With a furious screech, it fires a lightning-fast stinger at her retreating troops. Overlord-class threat, she tells her men to run. Then she unleashes a massive electromagnetic railgun blast to intercept it. Her attack creates a high-voltage field, stopping the deadly projectile cold, shattering the stinger in a huge energy blast. Lightning zapped the queen bee dead from the smoke. Monster paralyzed, she ordered her squad, clear the swarm, rescue first. Song Rui was low-key holding back. Now she's going full send, gear and all. Threat handled, Song Rui's squad found Lucy. She roasted her captain for the late rescue, calling her Alice. Wounded secured, Song Rui's final order, exterminate the swarm for good. Meanwhile, Xiaohao secretly recharges, knowing his last attack wasn't enough to finish the queen. As the red mist flows into him, his power peaks. Suddenly, a massive explosion from the queen shatters the calm, catching the blazing blood squad off guard. Turns out, the paralyzed queen is absorbing all the chasm's red mist, evolving again. She's pushing past Overlord class into something far more terrifying. Jin Ying's analyzer screams as mist hits critical, confirming this nest was a high-tier trap. Evolved queen bee roars, ready to tear squad apart. Worse, fresh hound-class bees flank them. Caleb volunteers to solo queen, others handle minions. Song Rui orders cover, focus fire on smaller threats. Queen casually deflects blasts, end this now or die. Armored claws effortlessly parry every shot, making their assault pathetic. Caleb realizes his claws won't cut it. He leaps, prepping a stronger attack, unleashing a scarlet blast straight at its face. The beam hits dead on, triggering a massive explosion rocking the chasm. Landing, he eyes the smoke, wondering if that all-or-nothing gamble paid off. Caleb's attack rips off a massive stinger from the queen. Xiaohao knows pure energy won't cut it, he needs a proper weapon. Lucky break. The stinger lands at his feet, a gift from the enemy. He instantly beastifies, binding with it, forging the stinger into a massive, jagged sword. As the queen unleashes a fresh volley, he effortlessly weaves through the storm, channeling all remaining red mist energy into his new blade. Against the roaring beast, Xiaohao vowed payback for the weapon drop. Eyes blazing red, he dropped his ultimate, red mist slash. The energy blade sliced clean through the queen's torso in one devastating strike. The monster exploded, its remains raining down as Xiaohao stood triumphant. From the wreckage, a Dominator-class beast core shot skyward. Xiaohao instantly recognized the ridiculously OP loot. Caleb, a tad quicker, snatches the prize and tries to absorb it. Big mistake. The raw energy hits him like a truck, overwhelming him. While he's overloading, Song Rui's lightning attack zaps the last worker bees. Swarm cleared, she tells her team to back up Caleb, puzzled why the bees suddenly went limp. Only to see him drop his sword, collapsing out cold. She screams his name, realizing his power play backfired big time as the medic confirms his nervous system is crashing from energy overload. Medic warns Caleb's red mist exposure is critical, he's about to lose it. Song Rui immediately orders a mobile med pod deployed to block his neural signals. Back at camp, the squad scrambles for emergency gear. They get Caleb into the pod. He's stable for now, but Lucy's on vital watch. The high-tech pod seals, immediately pumping him with anesthesia. Song Rui knows it's just a band-aid. They need to get him to HQ ASAP. Inside his mind, a dark self tempts him to surrender to beastification. Dying, he flashes back to family, apologizing for failing them. A final memory of comfort flickers as corruption consumes his body. Convinced it's over, his consciousness gives out, collapsing into darkness. Caleb's mind wars, beast tempts, parents beg survival. He flashes to Sandra's promise he'd return. His dark self chokes him. He remembers Squad and Sandra waiting. Friends' voices spur him to fight the corruption. He screams, "I'll survive and protect everyone no matter what." Refusing to yield, he realizes this isn't just duty, it's personal. He turns the tables, sharing the burden with his beast form. Embracing the darkness, he breaks through, a red core igniting. Meanwhile, his medpod convoy hits a sudden howling sandstorm. The driver panics, screaming, "Zero visibility, we're driving blind." Sandstorm raging, driver spots old ruins, suggests shelter. Song Rui's priority, Caleb. She demands immediate status from Lucy. Lucy confirms vitals stable, but he's still out cold in the med pod. No choice, Song Rui orders convoy to ruins to ride out the storm. Vehicles push through howling winds, finally reaching dilapidated structures. Pulling into a massive building, Squad disembarks to regroup and secure. But Song Rui immediately senses something's off, orders full scan. Caleb's pod ordered her soldiers to protect him at all costs. Bad timing. Cloaked assassins are scoping them out from above. Suddenly, deadly bolts rain down, a perfect ambush. A soldier tenses, yelling for cover from the attack. Lucy clocks the arrows, venom wasp fluid, but the arrows, just a smokescreen. A massive boulder barrels straight for them. Song Rui intercepts midair, unleashing a massive purple lightning blast, shattering the rock, saving her squad. The soldier shields Lucy from debris with his hardened body. Above, assassins prep their next move, determined to trap them. A volley of glass bottles rains down, smashing and releasing a thick cloud of mysterious green gas. Song Rui ids it as paralyzing Dominator-class beast fluid. Super bad. Gas deployed, cloaked assassins charge, screaming, "Kill everyone!" A huge, one-eyed brute with an axe lunges at Song Rui, demanding their prize. Song Rui, totally unfazed, just yeets him with lightning. But he was just a loud distraction. Another assassin used the opening to hook Caleb's medpod with a massive chain. Too late, the paralyzing gas hit different. Assassins, convinced the heavily guarded pod held treasure, started hauling it. Lucy screamed, seeing Caleb dragged off, making a desperate dash. Big brain move until an arrow from the rafters yeeted straight into her leg. She collapsed, yelling Caleb's name as they ghosted with him. Inside the stolen med pod, Caleb's convulsing, red core energy totally haywire. Song Rui patches Jin Ying, who's rambling about saving Yan Hao. Jin Ying snaps the arrow, kicking herself for the easy ambush. With Jin Ying stable, Song Rui clocks the raiders knew their every move a mole for sure. Her subordinate reports most escaped, but Song Rui knows they're not far in this storm. Then a soldier finds an abandoned elevator shaft, a perfect hideout entrance. Song Rui immediately rallies the squad for an all-out assault to rescue Yan Hao. B-team preps to repel with her. A team guards wounded secures the exit. A non-combatant begs to join, but Song Rui nopes it. He argues Yan Hao, his best friend, saved him. He can't sit this out. Song Rui grudgingly agrees, warns him to stick close. Meanwhile, assassins tried busting open the med pod, sure it held treasure, an iron coffin. A big brute, thinking brute force FTW, swung his axe. It bounced off with a pathetic spark. The leader fumed, griping it was tougher than a bank vault. A younger member then claimed he knew the trick. "Gotta go below." The leader immediately shot that down, reminding him the last 3 guys who went down there never came back. Kid ignores mockery, insists a key below, and bets. He cuts a deal with the furious leader. Open the pod for freedom or die. Xiaohao wakes inside an enemy hideout, his powers haywire. His upgraded core in the pod cranks senses to 11, mapping the hideout. Diagnostic confirms he swiped the queen bee's poison gland ability. His captors drag the pod to a massive skeletal structure. The leader warns the kid, but the young assassin just points. This bone pile is the key to their prize. Before they can react, the pod explodes, sending the crew flying. Stunned, they watch as the iron coffin opens with a smoke cloud. A hand emerges, crackling with green energy as Zio Hao tests his new toy. One brute screams, hit by a nasty toxin. Our boy calmly notes his new crowd control ability owning the paralyzed thugs. The leader's floored, realizing their treasure was a person all along. He finally gets it. They were played, screaming, infiltrated. Saving face, he boasts D-rank, vowing to crush our boy like an ant. His ego trip done, he charges for the kill, yelling dirty tricks. Zio Hao, completely unfazed by the D-rank threat, casually activates his new poison ability. Effortlessly blocks, then lands a toxic counterpunch to the face. The D-ranker gets yeeted, his big talk a pathetic defeat. Wrapping up, a sudden scream makes him turn. The younger assassin's terrified, he asks if he wants a go. Kid so spooked he passes out cold, one way to surrender. Welcoming committee handled, Zio Hao takes in the aberration graveyard base. Zio Hao clocks this graveyard as a brutal aberration fight pit. New senses let him pick up Song Rui's signal 10 floors up. He smirks at her impatience as his core crackles. Her squad brutally mops up assassins. One soldier tanks a full clip, leaving the shooter shook. Vice Commander Lin kicks a straggler, room cleared in seconds. Area secure, Song Rui orders. Find Yan Hao ASAP. A subordinate spots massive claw marks near a hidden passage. Tracker pings him below, then signal vanishes. Song Rui panics, fearing her recruit is toast. As they're about to descend, Zio Hao casually strolls up, unconscious assassin in tow. He assures the squad he's fine. "What's down there?" He explains it's an old beast fighting arena. Vice Commander's like, "Bet, let's go." Song Rui shuts it down, orders retreat, eyeing Zio Hao suspiciously. Conversation ends. Zio Hao drops the faking kid, then leaps, sword drawn for a backstab. The blade hits dead on, a perfect, fatal sneak attack. But it shatters against his chest, thanks to his new beast-scale armor. Eyes glowing red, he asks, "Eager to die?" Snapping the sword. He grabs the assassin's throat. The kid screams, "All soldiers are bastards." Instead of finishing him, Zio Hao spots a nasty crimson fog. As the young assassin collapses, an ID card drops, catching the squad's eye. A soldier picks it up, Kishi Patrol Team, 7th Squad. Song Rui notes the photo's man resembles the kid, likely his older brother. Seeing his critical state, she orders him back for treatment and questioning. But Zio Hao decides to save the kid himself, absorbing the corrupting energy. At Blazing Blood Barracks, the squad returned from their disastrous mission. Gate guards reported their arrival to a mysterious young Master Zhang. The new authority ordered Jin Ying to the medical bay, then stopped Zio Hao, declaring all mission personnel must undergo mandatory quarantine. Zio Hao's squad was halted by guards demanding everyone strip for full disinfection. Song Rui, having none of it, stepped up to ask who gave this ridiculous command. She pulls rank, grunts, superior, asterisk ASAP. New guy strolls up, playing innocent. She calls him out for using logistics soldiers. He's wondering why she's with Zio Hao, then plays it cool. He claims only the new guy needs checking for the barracks good. Song Rui flares asterisk her power, making it clear he's not calling shots. She ghosts him, but he's not done with his power trip. He pointed at the unconscious assassin, branding him filthy trash, unfit here. "Patrol team trash belongs in the trash heap," he declared, ordering his seizure. Zhang's goons tried to flex, asking if Zio Hao would defy a direct order. Song Rui moved to shut this circus down, but Zio Hao stopped her, calmly stating he'd handle this power trip. He walks up, hand on Zhang's shoulder, telling him to cut the nonsense. Zhang immediately freaks, realizing he's poisoned. Zio Hao smirks, calling his methods pathetic, warning him to back off while he still can. Seconds later, the so-called authority figure. He's on his knees, floored by the toxin. Our boy tells the stunned guards to haul their boss away. As they drag him off, Zhang screams Zio Hao won this round, but he'll get his revenge. Song Rui asks what he did. He casually explains the guy will just be bedridden for days. Back in the lab, Jin Ying confirms her suit was sabotaged with a corrosive agent. A mole wanted her dead. The chief of staff notes Zaya Ohao was also a target, but our boy corrects him. He was the main one. Threat confirmed, chief suspends them from missions until traitor found. Jin Ying's father warns, assign trustworthy guards, no more screw-ups. Chief grimly agrees, knowing the high stakes. He orders Song Rui, her father, to ensure their safety. Days later, Zio Hao, bored stiff on base, mulls over the mole. Suddenly, a squad mate runs up, yelling his name like the world's ending. He whispers he found a photo on the assassin kid. The girl in it is a dead ringer for his sister. Zaya Ohao loses it, grabbing his squad mate, demanding if it's real, then hauls him to the med bay holding the assassin. Inside, a doctor reports the kid's stable but needs observation. He's baffled. The fatal infection just vanished. Zaya Ohao immediately takes charge, telling the confused doctor, internal blazing blood investigation now. He reveals he caused the miracle, absorbing crimson fog from Zio Zhu's pick. Assassin wakes, lunges for the pick, screaming, "My brothers!" Our boy snatches it away, demanding, "Where'd you see her?" Kid admits seeing her 6 months back at a refugee center. Zio Hao asks her location. Kid panics, screaming, "I don't know." The kid screams in his sleep about his brother's promise to return, hitting too close to home for Zio Hao. He flashes back to his own promise to his sister, clearly burdened by the memory as the kid thrashes. His squad mate explains the brother vanished after a refugee mission reassignment, which sounds super shady. Suddenly, the assassin has another violent fit, grabbing the guy's arm. Zio Hao steps in, secretly absorbing the last infection, telling his buddy to keep it quiet. Kid's calm. Zio Hao offers a deal, find his brother if he spills on Zio Zhu. He shows the photo. Just try trusting me. Feeling the infection gone, the boy asks what happened. Zio Hao, mutually beneficial. No choice, the assassin agrees to talk, starting 6 months back. Cafeteria, Zio Hao's squad mate worried he's bailing. Our boy confirms he can't wait to find Zio Zhu. His buddy asks about Captain Song's role in the escape. Zhao Hao reveals she knew, assigning him as his personal shadow. Just as he declares, "No one's stopping me." Jin Ying's voice cuts in, "Oh, really?" Fully healed, she flexes the base's top-tier medical tech as she and Lucy join. Cafeteria's no place for secrets, so they bounce to a private room. Once inside, he asked how they knew. Jin Ying smugly showed her tablet, playing surveillance, calling it protection due to a loose mole. Song Rui was behind it, already knowing the full story from the doctor. She told Zhao she wouldn't stop his side quest, asking for his trust. Stunned by his captain's sudden support, he was speechless. Jin Ying chimed in, reminding him she had special methods. Even his new shadow chimes in, pledging backup. With everyone on board, Song Rui tells him to lay out the plan. Zhao Hao agrees, ready to kick off this rescue. Meanwhile, on Kishi City's ruined outskirts, a new player enters the game. A red-haired man enters a hidden base via password, reporting, "Zhao Hao is en route." Meanwhile, the red-haired operative hits up Chief Hong with Yan Hao's location. The boss has hyped our guys, walking right into his trap. Their welcome party is a full-blown checkpoint lockdown, city guards checking every ride. Our heroes are stuck in traffic, rolling up in Zaya Ohao's low-key sports car. Song Rui gives him grief for his taste, but he's like, "It's for the mission." His shadow wonders if ditching Jin Ying was smart, but Song Rui confirms she's got a sitter. Zaya Ohao's their remote eyes and ears from HQ. A guard rolls up for a check, but it's cut short when a lookout spots a whole pack of Iron Ridge wolves charging the checkpoint, a click away. The guards panic, screaming, "Fall back!" and bail. Song Rui is livid. These protectors just abandoned everyone to die. Zio Hao just smirks, insisting he'll handle this pest problem himself. Wolves immediately swarm the checkpoint, leaping over cars, tearing into civilians. A wolf lunges for a civilian's throat, but Zio Hao intercepts with a partially transformed arm, saving him. He tells the terrified civilian to run, preparing to face the Iron Ridge Scout-class wolves spoiling for a fight. Surrounded, Zio Hao realizes this scene feels eerily familiar. A flashback hits him, his sister's abduction, a wound still fresh. Fueled by that trauma, he vows never again, unleashing full power. Local guards are stunned. He wiped out the swarm in seconds. One guard orders, "Report!" High-value target has officially arrived. Mess handled, Song Rui immediately goes off on the city guards for bailing, pulling rank. She's captain of the Blazing Blood Squad, and these grunts are shook. ID flashed, she ordered them to ditch the fake checkpoint, let civilians pass. Once driving, she noted the checkpoint felt like more than a random inspection. Xiaohao agreed. They were hunting someone specific, likely him. Next stop, City Defense HQ to investigate the assassin's brother's files. Inside the archives, his shadow confirmed access to all patrol missions. Xiaohao hit a brick wall with physical archives. The brother's file was missing. Song Rui hits a digital dead end. Something's off. It's a total wipe. His shadow confirms even the basic roster got nuked. Local database also empty. Someone intentionally ghosted his entire existence. About to throw in the towel, she gets an idea, pulls out her phone. She calls Jin Ying for remote hacking. Jin Ying agrees, but warns it'll take a minute. Tech expert Jin Ying's deep dive totally wowed his shadow. The shadow then recalled Captain Jia, the missing bro's OG mentor. They found Jia's pad trashed after a recent brawl. Zhao Hao found a clue, instantly suspecting the shady city defense team. His shadow connected the dots. Jia was targeted for payback after Zhao Hao clobbered their captain, confirming the checkpoint was a setup. Just as our boy suggests a direct confrontation, an officer interrupts, having been looking for them. The guy, Adjutant Li Ben from City Defense, acts super friendly, claiming Captain Jia went missing and asking for their help with the search. Song Rui's immediately sus, but Li Ben claims a recent aberration surge has them totally swamped. Xiaohao signals, her BS detector screaming. She'll help search, but only if the adjutant tags along. Li Ben panics, trying to bail, claiming he'd be dead weight. Song Rui shuts him down. It's an order, not a request. Their unwilling guide shoved in, they drive to the outskirts. Xiaohao's shadow immediately calls out Li Ben, accusing him of sending Captain Jia to his death. The adjutant stammered it was Jia's request, pointing out they'd reached the designated ruins. But stepping out, Zhao Hao immediately sensed the whole vibe was off. He noted the obvious for a monster-infested place: zero crimson fog. Just as he suggested they bail, Li Ben was caught sneakily texting, likely calling in the ambush. He tried to bail, claiming his job was done. But Song Rui wasn't having it, blocking his escape with a kick as Xiaohao grabbed him. She demanded his real objective, done with this obvious trap. Her lightning crackled, a clear promise if he didn't talk. Cornered, Li Ben screamed as the ground cracked, a massive beast bursting forth, confirming the ambush. Song Rui immediately gets it. The area's eerie quiet makes sense. Their welcome party? A massive crystal thunder beast, an overlord-class threat. It lets out a deafening roar, crackling with insane power. Xiaohao's shadow freaks, sensing extreme danger. Xiaohao realizes, missing patrol, weird beast activity, all linked to asterisk this. Li Ben seizes his chance amidst the distraction, making a desperate break. But Song Rui isn't having it, ordering him dragged back. The adjutant screams, "I'm not dying here," as the shadow warns of the beast's charging breath attack. Zhao Hao shoves his captain clear just as the thunder beast unleashes a massive energy beam, tearing through the ruins. They leap for cover as the ground vaporizes, the explosion kicking up dust and debris. Danger past, Song Rui tells him to hold the line, leaving our boy to solo the overlord monster as a distraction. Meanwhile, corrupt Chief Hong watches from the rooftops, hyped to see Xiaohao crushed. His subordinate questions if their remote can handle such a beast. Hong boasts his mysterious backers have a beast-taming facility with even worse monsters. His plan: capture Xiaohao for them, then Kishi City is his prize. Xiaohao quickly sizes up the monster, a pure energy fighter. He figures his new queen bee poison glands should do the trick, but activating his power, nope. Energy just poofs from his arm, leaving him stunned as his beastification is forcibly cancelled. He clocks the beast's electrical field is neutralizing his abilities. And its next move? Straight up Song Rui's electromagnetic shells. The monster blasts a massive lightning sphere. He barely dodges as it slams, a shockwave ripping the battlefield. He knows one slip-up is game over. Xiaohao clocks the Overlord's lightning armor big problem, keeping him at bay. He pings Song Rui. Her Thunder Beast core can nullify its abilities. She warns. One full shot disables armor for a split second. Our boy needs an instant, tells her to leave it to him. Plan set, he charges. Song Rui aims, unleashing her ultimate, the electromagnetic annihilation shell, hitting the monster perfectly. It neutralizes the beast's lightning field for a crucial moment. His cue, he sinks envenomed claws deep into its hide. He taunts, "Taste the queen bee venom." It works, immediately slowing the massive creature. Poison kicking in, Xiaohao effortlessly dodges the beast's clumsy attacks, roasting its slowness. Then unleashes a brutal flurry of slashes, tearing the massive creature apart with transformed claws. He clocks the beast's physical weakness without its lightning, but knows he couldn't have one without his captain. Just as he's about to finish it, a new shadowy figure drops in. "You're not leaving yet." On the rooftop, Chief Hong's subordinate panics. Their expensive pet is about to take an. Song Rui, impressed by Xiaohao's growth, knew she needed to level up. Lost in thought, a shadowy monster appeared behind her. Chief Hong then revealed his brilliant plan B. "Who said I only brought one?" Song Rui whipped around, sensing the immense danger. The backup. Another massive Overlord-class beast ready to join the party. Xiaohao barely registers the second Overlord-class beast as it lunges for an unsuspecting Song Rui. He screams, shoving her aside, sending his captain tumbling, leaving him to face spikes. Song Rui screams his name, horrified. The monster closes in, jaws wide to swallow him whole. But our boy just smirks from inside, asking if it seriously thinks it can devour him, then delivers an explosive punch, shattering its jaw. Jaw shattered, Xiaohao just scoffs at the 2-on-1 odds, unfazed. The second monster is a stealthy butcher beast, another overlord threat. Song Rui rushes over, realizing they're blindsided by an invisible monster, a specialized aberration, impossible without a sensory teammate. Before they can plan, the Thunder Beast unleashes a massive energy blast. Song Rui's stunned. Its lightning abilities somehow recovered already. Then a new shadowy combatant strikes behind Xiaohao. He barely registers the overwhelming energy before a devastating blow sends him flying. The butcher beast immediately follows, slamming him down as Song Rui screams. Furious, Song Rui powers up a lightning attack, unleashing an electromagnetic bomb into the beast's face, engulfing it in a storm of crackling blue energy. The beast vanishes, stunning the captain with its untrackable stealth. Xiaohao's plan, her tagged grenade, lets him sense its location, needing her guidance. She calls its position as the monster reappears, charging straight for him. He meets the attack head-on, catching its massive jaws bare-handed, taunting its hunger, then charging up his own surprise. Then shoves a pure energy ball down its throat, impaling it inside out. Butcher beast smoking down. Our boy barely catches his breath. One monster down, but the real problem's still standing. Facing the sparking Thunder Beast, he knows the real fight's just started. He asks Song Rui for an encore, but she's out of juice for her big move. As the beast blasts again, she reveals her last desperate plan, crack its armor. She'll hit him with a temporary ionized layer, 10 seconds, one hit. Xiaohao just says, "Enough," taking her purple energy for the final push. Knowing he only gets one shot, he charges straight in. The Thunder Beast immediately slams its tail, sending lightning across the ground, forcing him to dodge. That one-hit shield is all he has. It lets out a final roar, then collapses. But the fight's not over. The supposedly defeated Butcher Beast zips away, turning invisible for another round. Song Rui is baffled. Its stealth is next level. Xiaohao reminds her it's still tagged by her grenade. He just needs her to be his eyes. She immediately shouts its position. It charges again. Our boy meets the ambush head-on, catching its massive jaws with. Bare-handed, he taunts the hungry beast, then charges his own nasty surprise. He shoves pure energy down its throat, impaling it from the inside out. The butcher beast finally drops, smoking after that personal finisher. Overlords handled, he snags their cores, deciding to split the loot with his captain. Monsters down, Xiaohao thanks his captain, only to find Song Rui completely wiped out from the strain. His shadow freaks. The captive adjutant screams, "I don't want to die." Our boy confirms she just overdid her powers, she's fine. Suddenly, Hong's goons pop up on a rooftop, rocket launchers ready. Hong orders them to ditch the adjutant, just bait. Realizing he's ghosted, Li Ben spills everything on the Zai Ohao capture plot. Hong is livid his rockets missed, blaming the beast's lingering electrical field. Attack over. Zio Hao orders his shadow, get Song Rui and the prisoner to safety, report treason to Chief of Staff. He'll handle the rest. Shadow yells for him to get in the car, but Zio Hao roasts him for suggesting they become easy pickings. He orders his subordinate to move, providing cover. A rocket screams their way, but our boy casually yeets it aside. Shadow floors it, promising to return. As the car speeds off, Hong's men report their target just no-sold the barrage and is now coming for them. Goons ordered to stall, nervously mentioning green vine reinforcements are inbound. Zio Hao, a red blur, just blazes past, leaving a trail of bodies. The last goon's jaw drops, still this op after 2 overlord beasts? All cut short as Zio Hao grabs his face, ready to end this sideshow. One beast-enhanced slam into the pavement lights out. He immediately begs, spilling tea on powerful people. Zio Hao warns him he picked the wrong fight. Before he can react, a surprise punch sends him skidding with a massive shockwave. Green Vine reinforcements just arrived, led by B-rank Lu Feng. Zio Hao asks who this new guy is, only to be told he's not important enough. Our boy dives back in. Liu Feng effortlessly dodges, then unleashes a brutal, rapid-fire flurry, way too fast to counter, overwhelming him. He blocks one hit, but Liu Feng grabs his arm, charges a nasty punch, calls him pathetic, then lands a supercharged gut blow. The impact sends him crashing to the pavement, totally outmatched. The final blow sends a massive shockwave across the battlefield, leaving Zio Hao completely out of the fight. Lu Feng scoffs, "This hyped dude, just a thug." His superior arrives, ripping Chief Hong for failing to handle one guy, 2 overlords. The big shot leaves Hong to clean up. Hong promises no more screw-ups. Frustrated, Hong kicks our boy while he's down, calling him a pathetic dog. He decides to rub it in. Video calling Jia Jun turns out Jia Jun is Captain Jia, getting pummeled in a cell by Hong's thugs. Hong shoves the phone in Zio Hao's face, showing his unconscious body. Captain Jia loses it, screaming Hong's a psycho for dragging Zio Hao into their beef. Hearing his name, Zio Hao realizes they found him, as Hong orders him to a taming base. Even captured, Zio Hao absorbs a stashed beast core, finding himself in a secret underground green vine base under Kishi City, chained in a giant test tube like some messed-up experiment. Turns out it was an Overlord-class stealth core. His eyes flared with new power, 3-min invisibility, guaranteed critical first strike. He immediately shattered the glass prison with an empowered hand, leaving green goo and shards. Free, he realized this hidden lab was right next to their ambush. In the control room, lab coats screamed, "Test subject 907 escaped," catching one last glimpse before the feed died. Vine goons gear up to recapture their test subject, strict orders. Alive. Too bad for them, Zio Hao's already out, rocking a fresh shadow form from his stealth core. Guards breach containment, find it empty, panic. Commander screams for a search party as our boy casually strolls past, totally invisible. He notes the new stealth mode is clutch, but it's only got a 10-minute timer. So he bolts, gotta find Captain Jia before time's up. He finds Jia's block guarded by 2 chill guards ignoring the alarm, then knocks them out cold. A beaten Captain Jia looks up, shocked by Zhao Hao's call, seeing his rescuer. They reunite, Jia proud his old student didn't fold. Zhao Hao explains he sought Jia for another missing person, not this mess. Turns out Jia seeks the same guy, desperately asking if our boy has clues. He spills the tea on a conspiracy, city defense reassigning his men, who then vanish. Jia points to Zhangxi, stonewalling his probe, making Zhao Hao realize this is next level. Just then an elevator dings open, revealing armed goons. Jia yells, "Run!" as guards get orders. Kill the captain, snag the test subject alive. But our boy's not about to dip. He launches a flying kick straight into the squad. He solos the squad in seconds, ensuring his capture plan wasn't wasted. Zio Hao asks if the captain can move. Jia scoffs, "Old Jia the Undying, duh," Meanwhile, the boss panics, ordering all beasts released to stop them. The panicked commander screams, "If Xiaohao gets past, we're toast." Our boy just waves them off, totally unimpressed. Then the gates open, revealing a menagerie of aberrations charging straight for them. He realizes this is the Overlord's illegal beast farm. He dives into the swarm, red claws a blur, tearing through the cannon fodder with ease. The commander yells at his bailing superiors, claiming his distraction bought them precious time. He's confident his monster swarm will keep our boy busy until he gets clapped from behind by an unseen force. Xiaohao already smashed through the wall, wiping out the welcoming party instantly. The guy watches his ride ditch him, yelling Zhang she is a total bust. His bosses casually hit a detonator from their getaway car, waving goodbye. He realizes too late he was just disposable bait as the whole base goes up in flames. He tries to bluff, threatening Xiaohao with Captain Jia's life if he moves an inch. But our boy pins him to the wall, demanding, "Who's really pulling the strings here?" Captain Jia grabs the commander, ending his hostage threat. Plan ruined, the guy immediately spills, blaming a mysterious Mr. Hong. Zhao Hao connects dots. They knew he was investigating files and wiped them. Desperate, the commander offers a deal. He knows where the missing patrol members are. He leads them to a collapsed tunnel. Bosses blew the main exit, but he points to a manhole, revealing a secret path through the rubble. Commander leads them through a secret tunnel, plotting to ditch his rescuers for green vine experts. Xiaohao senses oppressive energy. This escape route feels like a trap. On a ledge overlooking a massive underground cavern, the vibe gets worse. Something huge with glowing red eyes waits below. Meanwhile, at a different secret base, Song Rui stands over a shattered containment unit, unimpressed. Her investigation, just dead monsters, she tells Jin Ying. Clues fragmented, Green Vine's plan still a puzzle. Xiaohao lost after a clash with Zhang she over Captain Jia's case. She'd already spilled the tea to her furious chief of staff dad. Xiaohao's shadow arrives with their captive adjutant, asking Song Rui, "What now?" Song Rui grilled the captive adjutant for intel on the mastermind. The revealed hideout was a total bust. Jin Ying then laid out a simple choice: spill the tea on Green Vine or get a new hole in his head. The threat hit different, sending the guy into a panic, scrambling for info. He finally cracked, revealing Zhang she often sneaks into Green Vine's secret crimson fog storage. That's all Song Rui needed. They're hitting that facility next. Xiaohao's shadow warns of backup, suggesting they wait. She shuts that down. Priority is securing Lu Jai, not waiting. At the storage facility, guards block them, unimpressed by their blazing blood credentials. No debate needed. Song Rui decks the lead guard, clearing their path. As they enter, downed guards scramble to report to Lord Lu. Inside, Lord Lu immediately meets them, clearly expecting them. Song Rui warns her team, "Major enemy base." Lord Lu calmly confirms, "I see them." Suddenly, a blade slams next to Jin Ying. Before she can react, Lord Lu's devastating kick shatters the concrete where she stood. The masked man, impressed by her reflexes, finds it kinda interesting. Song Rui confronts him. "Who are you?" He shrugs, "No comment," then kicks Xiaohao's shadow. Spotting the danger, Shadow hardens his armament, catching the kick. Still, the impact blasts a shockwave through his arms. Lord Lu's single kick sends Jin Ying and Shadow flying, clearing the field. Song Rui immediately charges, blade crackling with purple lightning, ready for payback. Shadow yells a warning, "This masked fighter is B rank." She swings anyway. Lord Lu casually sidesteps, then counters with a brutal kick, sending her skidding. She tumbles hard, wide open for a follow-up. He's on her again, another kick before she recovers, slamming her into heavy machinery. Jin Ying panics, her captain's trash in close quarters without firearms. Lord Lu taunts her, calling her weaker than Xiaohao, but she claps back he's not so tough either. Song Rui's shook, wondering how Xiaohao even lost to this dude. Lord Lu, shocked she's still conscious, decides to punch her lights out, eager to test her. But his plans cut short. A fist smashes his mask out of nowhere, sending him tumbling, completely blindsided. He's slammed into the wall, leaving a massive crater. The cavalry has arrived. Song Rui is caught midair, while Jin Ying grumbles about her own lack of rescue. The rescuer immediately leaps away, getting his captain clear. He asks if she's okay. She looks up, shook, realizing it's Xiaohao. Our boy's back holding his captain, ready for round two. Song Rui, still stunned, asks if he's okay after that entrance. Xiaohao just smirks, more worried about her after her beating. Jin Ying cuts their reunion short, loudly reminding them they're still fighting. The masked fighter gets up, furious his victory was snatched. He demands to know how Xiaohao got here. Our boy credits an old friend for the tip-off. Just then, another goon pulls a gun on new guy Zhangxi, accusing him of betrayal. Unmasked, Lu Feng moves to execute the traitor. Zhao Hao zips in, blocking the fatal blow. Zhangxi's needed alive. Song Rui confirms their pet traitor knows too many secrets to croak. Lu Feng flips his lid that a sewer rat he already clapped is blocking him. Lu Feng unleashes sonic punches. Our boy just swats aside like nothing. Xiao Hao easily sidesteps a follow-up kick, calling his opponent way too slow. The missed attack craters the concrete floor, a total tantrum. Furious, Liu Feng powers up, screaming Xiao Hao is dead for embarrassing him. He launches a massive sonic wind blade. Xiao Hao just smirks, slicing it in half without breaking a sweat. From the sidelines, his shadow can't believe Liu Feng's a wind-type user. Others are watching, clocking the attacker as Chief Hong's goon. Undeterred, Liu Feng unleashes a barrage of wind blades. Xiao Hao, unimpressed, asks if that's all this B-rank scrub has. Xiao Hao taunts Lu Feng, then blazes past, calling his B-rank pure cap. Lu Feng's mind blanks, wondering if Xiao Hao sandbagged their last fight just to clown him. That split-second confusion costs him. Xiao Hao's attack slams home, shattering defenses. Lu Feng's on his knees, shook, unable to believe he's getting bodied this hard. He's screaming impossible as his body cracks, leaking crimson fog, onlookers freak, fearing death. The new group's leader finds it amusing, wanting to toy with the imposter. Her subordinate stops her. "I've got a better plan." Liu Feng, meanwhile, pulls a mysterious vial. Time to pop his emergency power-up. He downs it, absorbing Crimson Fog's power without losing his mind. Amped on Crimson Fog, Liu Feng roars back, daring him to face his new power. He lunges, a red blur of rage and borrowed power tearing through the facility with a blast of raw energy. Zhao Hao's shook, realizing Liu Feng's speed is next level. He's moving like a blur, taunting him, zipping around effortlessly. Zhao Hao barely keeps up, struggling to block the relentless, lightning-fast strikes. Lu Feng lands a devastating blow, sending a massive shockwave across the battlefield, gloating, asking how long this charade can last. But as he preps the final blow, he freezes, sensing something's off. A massive wind barrier erupts from nowhere, cutting him off from Xiaohao. Turns out the mysterious onlooker is on our side, casting a storm's blessing to buff our boy. Xiaohao immediately feels the boost, his body way lighter thanks to this new friend's technique. Clueless Liu Feng unleashes a massive crimson fog cannon, screaming, "Die!" Zhao Hao just scoffs at this absolute power, totally unfazed. The blast vanishes. Was his attack absorbed? Before he processes the fail, Zhao Hao's in his face with a supercharged punch. The blow connects, sending a brutal shockwave through Liu Feng. Our boy declares he doesn't need cheap power-ups to win, shattering his opponent's defense. Liu Feng got bodied, wondering what beast he just fought. Trash-handled, Xiaohao demands Mr. Hong's hideout. Meanwhile, in a secret control room, suits are shook. Their boss can't believe his juiced-up B-rank fighter got folded so easily. It's the infamous Mr. Hong, admitting our boy is way more interesting than he thought. Best guy down, he orders data wiped and an immediate dip. Smirking, he pulls a detonator. A parting gift for the cleanup crew, a strange device below activates. Ominous red energy pulses. His cleanup unleashes a massive, hungry monster ready to chow. Xiaohao grills unconscious Liu Feng for Hong's location, but he's totally out, foaming, useless. His ally points out the obvious. Xiaohao scoffs. "I wasn't even trying." Xiaohao makes their pet traitor spill about the missing patrol team. Informant leading, they push deeper into the enemy base. The goon stalls, demanding a password. Our boy isn't asking permission, he just kicks the problem aside. Locked doors, just a suggestion. As they press on, their guide insists he's just the delivery guy. But our boy suddenly freezes, sensing something crucial. He immediately points the team, locking onto the target. They find a high-security door. His new ally confirms the missing are inside. Brute force was a no-go, so the blonde leader took charge. She whipped out her laptop, an expert at this. Her skills were next level. The high-tech security didn't stand a chance. The lock clicked open, revealing the next chamber of horrors. Inside, Green Vine had been collecting people, dozens in stasis pods. The sheer scale of captives left the team absolutely floored. Their new ally grabs the traitor, who swears he was the delivery boy. They spot a missing patrolman. Xiaohao moves to shatter containment, but his friend stops him cold. Breaking life support is no rescue plan. Captain Song's arrival confirmed, she orders captives moved to the storage base. Back at the base, Song Rui's team spots Hong's device, now glowing ominously. What fresh hell is about to be unleashed? The pet traitor screams his head off as the room shakes violently. Blonde leader senses weird energy. The device, packed with crimson fog, rumbles. Xiaohao's shadow screams, "Move, this thing's about to blow." A crystal pops out, unleashing red energy beams, zapping one of Hong's goons, who instantly mutates. He transforms into a monstrous red beast, a side effect of pure crimson fog. Jin Ying is shook, realizing this monster is a dead ringer for her uncle. Zhao Hao finally gets it. The device is an aberration lure. He warns something worse is coming. Jin Ying immediately volunteers. Zhao Hao tells his team to hold the line, taking on the lure himself. A chopper overhead? That's the real threat making its entrance. Mr. Hong watches from his high-rise, curious if our boy's even worth the hype. Xiaohao yeets the crimson fog device skyward, bait set. The new monster lunges, oblivious as a colossal worm erupts, swallowing lure and monster. Turns out the first was just an appetizer for this absolute unit. It now looms over the battlefield, red eyes fixed on its next meal. Meanwhile, a military convoy speeds from the disaster zone. Soldiers inside questioned Song Rui, only aware of a secret lab. As the convoy fled, a huge purple beam sliced the sky. The instructor instantly knew Worm Beast was beyond Song Rui's league. The beam slammed a truck, sending it careening. Realizing he was the only one, he activated Beast Core gauntlets to join the fray. He sends men for lab reinforcements, then rockets heroically towards the colossal monster. Meanwhile, Xiaohao powers up, wondering what fresh hell just landed. It's a behemoth-class Qiyulong. His new ally isn't fazed by its size. The beast roars, its many red eyes locking onto its next meal. Xiaohao and the blonde leader flare auras, ready for a massive showdown. The Qiyulong roars, hungry. Xiaohao beastifies, a massive red claw forms, lunging. His full power slash harmlessly scrapes its ridiculously tough hide. His ally suggests retreat, realizing they can't scratch it. He refuses, ordering her to evacuate captives while he holds it off. She's not on board with this suicide mission, refusing to leave him. Can't lose his only lead, he charges back in. Their hacker finds the captive's data wiped. She smirks, realizing they're facing a pro good at covering tracks. Reinforcements hit the secured Green Vine lab, finding Captain Jia. He grins, "I'm fine, Zhao Hao got me." New Adjutant Tang Yi arrives to back Song Rui's rebellion suppression. He asks for a status update, learning they're just guarding the facility. Tang Yi casually asks, "Where's Lin Yongxin?" Lin Yongxin. He's zipping around the beast, shadow attacks just pinging off its hide. The beast just roars, totally unfazed by the high-speed gnat. Lin Yongxin barely dodges a massive tail swipe that nearly clips him. He lands on its back, hunting for a weak spot. Slams hands down, unleashing a poison attack to punch through its armor. Poison, nah. The Qiyulong snags Xiaohao, pulling him in for a snack. Mouth wide, ready to gulp him whole as he struggles. But his new ally charges a mini railgun, yelling, "Back off." She blasts a massive beam, freeing him from its maw. Drained, she's like, "Only Xiaohao can pull this off without gear." Qiyulong lunges, but our boy shoves her clear, clutch timing. Its fiery counterattack misses, blasting a crater where she just stood. Reinforcement commander Lin Yongxin finally lands. The team stares at the behemoth, realizing they're outmatched. Lin Yongxin declares he'll handle it, revealing his Orank fire power ready to throw down. He immediately unleashes a massive fire dragon, a flashy opener. Xiao Ohao can only watch, realizing the huge gap between him and a true top-tier fighter. Even his new ally is shook by the commander's fiery assault, but the Qilong roars through the flames, totally unfazed. His big entrance flopped. Lin Yongxin knows this is trouble. The Qilong emerges from the inferno scratch-free. Annoyed his best shot failed, the commander preps for round 2. But the beast retaliates, unleashing a massive sandstorm from its maw, engulfing the battlefield in dust. Totally blinded, Lin Yongxin yells, "Stay alert!" Inside the dust, Zhao Hao realizes this ain't over just 'cause he can't see. The Qilong immediately burrows, setting up a nasty surprise. He shoves his ally aside as the beast erupts, classic ambush. The behemoth bursts from the pavement, ready for more chaos. Lin Yongxin confirms everyone's good, but Zhao Hao knows they're sitting ducks in this dust cloud. A massive wind blast clears the air, revealing unexpected backup. A new blonde wind user lands with flare, asking, "Everyone survive the ambush?" His railgun ally is shocked. "What's up with the base?" Tang Yi's team secured the facility, evacuating captives. Civilians safe, the new girl rallies. "Distract the beast, find an opening." As the Qilong tries to burrow, Lin Yongxin declares, "No escape." He and the wind user combine powers, unleashing a massive firewind attack. Their storm's blessing engulfs the behemoth in a swirling vortex, tearing its tough hide, ripping it to shreds. The Qilong lets out a final roar as its body cracks and crumbles. But Xiao Hao is floored. It's somehow still alive after that direct hit. Lin Yongxin clocks the beast's rare region. Core destruction, the only way. Ally, a tiny core in asterisk, that massive, regenerating body, impossible, no cap. Before they can beef, Qilong blasts again. Wind users tapped. A new white-haired girl steps up, body crackling with intense purple lightning. She powers up, electromagnetic ability scanning the behemoth. Her lightning probe zeroes in on the monster's massive energy core. She finds it, pinpointing the location before nearly collapsing from strain. Commander Lin Yongxin, annoyed by her reckless move, orders her to safety. Weak spot revealed, he taunts the Qilong, gathering a massive fire blast for the kill shot. He then blasts its side with a concentrated fire attack, ripping a huge hole through its hide, finally exposing the glowing red core. The blonde wind user screamed to keep attacking the new weak spot, but their attacks just bounced off. The core's defense was too op. Xiao Hao knew they needed a crimson fog bullet, but he was totally gassed after fighting Lu Feng. Then a vial of concentrated crimson fog, knocked loose, landed at his feet. No other options. He shattered the container, jamming the raw energy crystal into his chest, immediately overloading his system with an agonizing, abnormal power surge. Qilong lunges at the defenseless team, maw gaping, ready to swallow them whole. Lin Yongxin watches, horrified, their monster chow. This is the end. But a roar cuts through the chaos. Xiao Hao, juiced up, grabs its attention. He unleashes a massive, crimson supergiant blast straight at the monster's exposed core, screaming, "Take it all! This is it!" Crimson power surging, he unleashes his final, desperate attack. The blast rockets into the Qilong's core, slamming home with skylighting force. The explosion vaporizes the behemoth in a blinding flash. Threat neutralized, he's suddenly in a dark void. A familiar voice calls out. He sees his sister, Xia Aju, running toward him. She crashes into his arms, sobbing apologies, asking where he's been. He's stunned, asking what she's doing here. She's equally confused. "Here? What do you mean?" They're both stranded in a dark, empty dimension, no clue how they got there. Their reunion is cut short. His sister's hand erupts in flames, engulfing him. Xiaozu screams his name, horrified. He's consumed by the inferno, writhing in agony. He's dragged away, warning her to stay back, watching her burn. It felt too real. He jolts awake in a high-tech hospital bed, just a nightmare. Instructor Lin greets him, out 3 days in a special facility, if he goes feral. Lin admits he was ready to put him down. Xiao Hao smiles, realizing his babysitter is here to off him if he loses control. Lin confirms Qilong's dead. Captives are safe in this lab. But Zaya Ohao's first question, about Aishuo rescued from Green Vine Base. His blonde ally bursts in, stoked he's awake. Her team swarms, amazed, 0 infection, 0 mutation. Medics baffled, his biology is basically next-level human. He shoves her away, not in the mood for a full-body inspection. Ignoring his own state, he desperately asks again, what about Aishuo? Shu is shown, out cold in a crimson fog pod. Medic says he's stable but won't wake soon. Fuming, Zio House slams the wall, blaming Zhang Shi for this messed-up experiment. Instructor Lin reports captive Zhang Shi spilled the tea. Zio House immediately demands what he said, expecting a direct link to Green Vine. Captain Song Rui reveals Zhang Zai took the fall for the op, but our boy isn't buying it. One guy couldn't run labs, beasts, and Mr. Hong. Song Rui agrees, an invisible hand pulls strings, confession or not. Her theories cut short, summoned to meet the chief of staff. Zhao Hao asks how she found him. Jin Ying snitched. Annoyed, he realizes he's got a personal stalker. They hit a swanky office door, waved right in. Turns out the chief of staff is Jin Ying's dad, just chilling with snacks. He cut to the chase. Zaya Ohao's big fight already put a target on his back. Our boy's now in a political storm. The chief asked his next move. Zaya Ohao admitted this blew up bigger than planned, wanting the chief's angle. The old man brings up their pet traitor, Zhang Zai. Zhao Hao agrees he's shady. Green Vine denies everything. With no proof, the military's hands are tied. Internal military drama prevents investigating a major partner like Green Vine. Zhao Hao immediately asks who's blocking this. The chief states the order comes from the SU government's apex. Zhao Hao then asks to borrow the chief's power, ready to make a huge move. Zaya Ohao immediately saw through the chief's game, a disposable pawn. His blonde ally protested Zaya Ohao was already in a political firestorm. But the chief's cold logic was blunt, be the hunter, not the hunted. He gave Zaya Ohao time to decide, putting Instructor Lin in charge. Done being prey, Zaya Ohao chose to hunt instead. He's at a 3-month program, a front to purge spies and unify fractured ranks. He uses it as a buffer, needing the chief's power to find Zio Zhu, his sister. New point system dropped. Zio Hao's 210-point lead is from 2 wild incidents he survived. Naturally, other trainees are salty, complaining he bagged so many points for one fight. Salty Zhang Jin claims Instructor Lin did the work. His crew jumps in, warning Zaya Ohao would body him. Before it gets too spicy, Captain Tang mediates. He confirms the points are legit, suggesting a public demo. So he challenges Zaya Ohao to a friendly spar to flex what the top scorer can do. His blonde ally immediately bets a fortune, already planning the winnings. Zio Hao agrees, ready to own the room. Crowd bets against him. Captain Tang's the GOAT beer anchor. Tanya wastes no time, summoning an ice gauntlet, daring Zio Hao to flex. Tanya kicks things off with a massive ice spike wall, flexing his unique beast core. Zio Hao easily dodges the flashy attack, landing. He realizes this beer anchor's power is busted, way stronger than Liu Feng's. Captain's not done. He barrages with ice shards, forcing our boy to weave through the storm as allies shout warnings. He clocks the attacks, powerful but not Liu Feng fast. Tanya then slams a glacial star slash, sending a massive. Ice energy rips across the training ground. Attack closing in, Zaya Ohao so over this ice show. He beastifies, blitzing past Tang Yi before the captain can even react. Before the final blow, Instructor Lin flares up, stopping the match. He declares our boy the winner. Zaya Ohao smirks, asking Tang Yi if he's got objections. Tang Yi fully concedes, admitting Zaya Ohao held back and let him cook. Onlookers stunned, top streamer bodied by rookie. Zaya Ohao silences haters. His blonde ally celebrates her massive payout. Salty trainee Zhang Jin watches, seething over the power gap, vowing to get stronger by any means to kill him. 1 month later, in a fancy office, a lab-coated man has urgent news. A vicious beastman attacked the northwest, vanishing near Cyan Town. Lab coat guy confirms the monster is his missing younger brother. Beastman's sanity recovery is 0. Transformation corrupts the mind. He warns the boss, if Song Rui learns he'll eliminate him, she'll never forgive him. But the boss, all business, coldly states, sacrifices are necessary for the greater good. Meanwhile, Song Rui's phone blew up right as she stepped out of the shower. It was a critical call with major intel, so she immediately told them to spill the tea. What she heard sent her sprinting, geared up for a fight. She burst into her dad's office, demanding why he'd kept her uncle's news under wraps. Unfazed, he told her to chill, his special team had it. No way, she instantly begged to join the mission. He stares her down, asking if she'd pull the trigger on her uncle if ordered. Song Rui argues, but her dad benches and confines her. Naturally, she bolts for the underground parking lot to go rogue. Jin Ying's already there, predicting her escape. Jin Ying hands over supplies, promising interference, but warns this favor won't be cheap. A flashback. Her uncle saved her from a giant spider beast, screaming for her to run. She kicks herself, wishing she'd been stronger then. Now locked in, she zooms off, vowing to find her uncle's cure no cap. Meanwhile, at the base cafeteria, Zhao Hao's team is chowing down. Jin Ying, flexing about the feast, tells Zhao Hao he finally learned some manners. An ally's tearing up over the fire food, but Zhao Hao just tells him to chill and eat. Song Rui and Lin conveniently gone. Jin Ying, flush with cash, treated the team to a victory feast. Xiao Hao pondered Song Rui's real angle. Given the captain's leave and adjutant's missions, she wasn't acting like a recruiter. His thoughts were instantly cut short when Jin Ying's phone buzzed mid-bite. What she saw made her drop her chopsticks shook. She immediately shoved the phone in Xiao Hao's face, showing urgent news. Aishu, their comatose friend, finally woke up, sending the team scrambling. Rushing out, Xiao Hao told them to call Ali. But inside, Aishu was awake, dazed but alive post-stasis pod, getting a tearful hug from his brother Ali, who was just relieved. Xiao Hao, ever the pro, immediately cut in to start his interrogation. Aishu was totally lost until his bro spilled the tea. Xiao Hao saved them. No cap, his brother then whipped out a pic of his sis, asking if Aishu remembered her. Aishu stared, trying to place the face. Jin Ying dropped the deets, a March search and rescue. That hit different. Aishu's mind replayed the Crimson Fog's eruption, the military's scramble, and being sent into a city center, a nightmare of mutated monsters and carnage. Amidst the chaos, his squad found the photo girl by a crashed chopper. Physically unharmed, but total amnesia, couldn't remember squat. Aishuo explained they sent the amnesiac to a military shelter for safety. But days later, some suits with sus paperwork showed up, claiming she needed psych treatment. Naturally, Xiao Hao needs to know where these mystery men took his sister. Aishu confirms he personally escorted her to Cyan Town. His memory conveniently blanks out right after, only recalling an accident post-departure on new orders. Jin Ying immediately connects the dots. That's where Song Rui's beastman uncle popped up. Meanwhile, Song Rui is already scouting Cyan Town's outer mountains, spotting shady guards on a remote path. What are they protecting? Turns out security's beefed up. Their boss is paranoid about exposure. She spots them loading trucks with massive egg-like pods. This ain't standard issue, she knows, something seriously sus. Then a hidden camera spots her, cover blown. Guards instantly see her in the open. The lead goon shouts, "Get her, alert the boss," and they open fire. Dodging bullets, she opted for a tactical retreat. Sprinting across rocky terrain, guards gave chase, determined to nab their guest. They quickly closed in, swarming her, cutting off her escape. Cornered, she knew running was over. Powering up serious purple lightning, she unleashed it, blasting the entire squad of goons off their feet. Turns out she was holding back. Her stealth gloves were more than enough for these small fry. One grunt down, guards finally realize they're facing an ability user. Then their huge boss charges in, screaming about her trespassing. Song Rui just death glared him, totally unfazed by his dramatic entrance. She blasted him with full lightning to the chest. He just laughed it off, saying it didn't tickle. He easily grabbed her wrist, neutralizing her electrical attack barehanded. Then he yeeted her across the canyon, flexing serious brute strength. This underground boss? A beer anchor not playing games, demanding to know who sent her. Song Rui lands, realizing her attack failed. He's an ability user too. The boss orders his squad to take her down. She unleashes purple lightning, dropping the cannon fodder instantly. But her electricity doesn't faze the boss, who's standing there, chill. Desperate, she focuses all power into one shot. She unleashes a full-power electromagnetic blast to his chest. Hits dead on, massive impact. Smoke clears. He's still standing, admitting he'd be toast without his gear. Turns out he's rocking a military combat suit, a walking tank. Song Rui's floored, recognizing top-tier military tech. How'd he get it? He orders his men to capture her for interrogation, promising a nasty reward. Song Rui's drained. A goon charges for the kill, but an energy beam from nowhere blasts him, sending him flying. Backup just dropped in. It's Zhao Hao, casually checking if she's good after her solo mission. The boss immediately pegs him as another accomplice, offering his crew a cut to take them down. The squad charges in for payday. Before close, an ally unleashes a massive wind vortex, yeeting the mob. The boss is shook, demanding to know these new users. The wind user yells at the boss for attacking her Rui. But the guy powers up a nasty purple aura, screaming, "Trespassers die!" Song Rui warns, B-rank user, serious fight. Xiao Hao holds up one finger, promises to clutch this in a second. The boss, absolutely triggered by the kid's confidence, charges in to make him eat his words. Zio meets him head-on, totally unfazed by the dramatic entrance. He lands a beast mode heavy strike to the jaw, calling the guy too noisy, perfect for testing his new training moves. The boss gets flattened, knocked out cold. Threat neutralized, Zio calmly tells the team, time to bounce. Welcoming committee handled, the team dipped on a surprisingly cool motorcycle. At a quiet spot, Xiao Hao called out Song Rui for ditching training, asking if the flattened goons were her target as she munched a sandwich. Song Rui claimed she snuck out, her cringe-serious face baffling Xiao Hao with her bad lying. Their ally vibed with the snacks. Song Rui pivoted, asking why the gang was after her. Xiao Hao explained they're a local crew he's tracked. He admits they're just a side quest near his base. She finally spills. She's here for her crimson fog-infected uncle, last seen here. Xiao Hao clocks her dad, the chief of staff, benched her from this personal mission. She confirms her uncle's transformation is severe, dangerous, unlike Lu Feng's. Song Rui's drowning in guilt, convinced his monstrous change is all on her. She finally admits recruiting Zio for his power to find a cure. Our boy connects the dots. Her pitch was a desperate family-saving deal. He agrees to help, promising his best, even if this new beast is next level. Song Rui looks relieved, thanking him for her impossible mission. Emotional baggage sorted, their blonde ally says it's time to move. Song Rui then asks the obvious, why was Zio even in this town? Shu finally confirms his sister arrived 6 months ago. He warns of hostile locals, linking her case to her uncle's. Goals aligned, Zio vows to find her no matter what. The team enters Sign Town, immediately unwelcoming. Their blonde ally is already fighting locals. They've kicked a hornet's nest. Rui, fed up, decides they'll punch through. As they clear a path, another goon slips past, dragging them back into the fray. Ally drops him with wind, town's on high alert. No time to chill, Xiao Hao senses a new shadow. It's Captain Tang Yi strolling in to casually drop he's with them. Follow him, a public street's no debrief spot. Song Rui's dad sent him for her uncle and to babysit her. She asks if he's alone, worried about the mission's difficulty. Tang Yi drops the intel, beastmen tracks, an overlord monster guarding. He tries to get Song Rui to back off, promising her dad's chill with her side quest. But she's not ditching her uncle, her blonde allies ready to throw down. Unable to stop them, Tang Yi caves, leading them via a hidden path. He quickly texts his team about the plan change. Xiao Hao then asks if he spotted any mountain research labs. Tang Yi confirmed the building matched, wondering how. Our boy realized Aixiu's lab was hidden here, the spot. They hit a secluded, unmonitored pass. Before entering, Song Rui handed Xiao Hao a huge, wrapped weapon. An epic gift, upgraded with a beast core and serious bank. Tang Yi griped about his cut, told to get to work first. He leads them into a rocky canyon, urging high alert near camp. Suddenly, their blonde ally's scanner goes wild, picking up chaotic energy. A massive, camouflaged python lurks on the cliffs, ready to strike. It lunges, spitting pure poison at the unsuspecting group. The attack is lightning fast, catching their ally off guard. But Tangy, with a clutch move, dives in front, throwing up a last-second ice shield to block the spray. Shield shatters, still hit by corrosive poison. Collapses, warning them. Zio Hao realizes he knew its target. Captain down, Zio Hao tells everyone to back off, deciding to face the snake. The python lunges, not realizing it picked a fight with the wrong one. Our boy zips blurs past, leaving the Overlord-class beast riddled with deep cuts. Tangye watched, a total noob. His blonde ally smugly confirmed Zio-Hao was their ace as our boy beastified. But as he was about to finish the job, Zio-Hao sensed something was seriously off. The canyon shook, ground erupting violently. A massive flaming minotaur burst from the earth, another Overlord-class monster crashing the party. Right behind it, a steel-backed burrowing lizard emerged, leaving the team completely shook. Intel was trash. 3 Overlord beasts, not one. Suddenly, a new guy in red pops up, the monster's ringleader. He taunts Zio-Hao. Last time was a fluke, now he's ready for a rematch. Zio-Hao realizes this guy controls aberrations with insane precision. Poisoned, Tangye volunteers to hold off the giant snake, letting others focus on new threats. Zio-Hao agrees to split. Song Rui's white-haired ally immediately calls dibs on the flaming minotaur. Plan set, everyone charges. Tangye traps the massive python in a jagged ice cage, buying crucial time. The boss laughs, boasting his burrowing lizard makes it 4 against 1. Zio-Hao dead-eyes him, unimpressed by his terrible math, telling him to take that back as his ally steps up to the minotaur, ready to even the odds. White-haired girl powers up, radiating "don't mess with me" vibes, hyped for her lightning railgun. The flaming minotaur, roaring, charges. It slams the ground, fiery shockwave erupts. She dodges, flips for the perfect shot, unleashing a full-power blast that hits the behemoth, sending it flying. Meanwhile, Zio-Hao faces the steel-backed burrowing lizard, claws out. He zooms in, landing a brutal slash. Blonde ally launches twin wind blasts from afar. Controller just chills on his perch, watching. She's shook when he casually negates her attack, summoning a beast to snack on elemental attacks. Main offense busted, she lands back by Zio-Hao, needing a new game plan, but our boy just smirks, telling her to leave it to him and some unexpected backup. A new black-haired ally steps up, summoning sinister red energy. He and the wind user instantly combine powers, unleashing a massive elemental vortex that slams into the steel-backed lizard. Cracking its tough hide, the Overlord beast roars in agony. But this lizard isn't going down without a fight, immediately firing twin energy beams at the new guy. He takes the full blast head-on, knocked back and injured. The new black-haired ally got in the controller's face, ready to throw down. He shoved him aside, yelling, "Move!" taking the lizard's energy beam head-on. It erupted in a massive red burst. This dude's built different. Tanking a blast that vaporized others, it immediately clapped back with a massive energy claw, tearing into the lizard's armor. Meanwhile, the flaming minotaur got bodied by lightning. The white-haired girl was shook, she just soloed an Overlord-class monster. Her blonde ally cheers, also finished. 2 of 3 beasts are down, but their celebrations cut short. The giant python roars, shattering its ice prison. A poisoned Tangye barely holds the crumbling ice wall, vowing to protect the team. The white-haired girl and her black-haired ally immediately leap in with heavy fire support. A massive combined energy blast slams the giant snake's face. The black-haired ally's brutal claw finishes the last beast. Monsters down, the team regroups. White-haired girl flexes her new gun. Tangye, surprisingly chill, praises their teamwork. Controller, seeing his monster squad wiped, decides on a tactical retreat. But he's immediately cornered by 2 new guys with guns, clearly not here to chat. Turns out it's Tangye's backup, arriving just in time for an interrogation. One of his men immediately grabs the controller by the throat, no chill. Tangye's crew wastes no time. The monster controller instantly begs for his life. They grill him. "What's the deal in this lockdown mountain range?" No excuses fly. He cracks, admitting they're secretly mining rare red energy crystals. Desperate to survive, he offers the entire mine, pointing to its location. Tang's team confirms the crystal debris. His story checks out. Zio cuts in, focused on his aberration control, not shiny rocks. His white-haired ally demands, "Where'd you get that military-grade suit?" He hesitates. Interrogator tightens grip over the silence. He finally spills. A mysterious benefactor funds his ops from the shadows. Then a massive beastman rises behind them, alive and ready for round two. The beastman lunges, knife out, interrupting the interrogation. Meanwhile, a mysterious cloaked figure arrives at Cyan Town Mine, heading straight into a cavern of glowing red energy crystals. Confirming this is the spot, clearly after these specific rocks, the figure extends a hand covered in dark, creeping corruption. The crystal's energy immediately purges the darkness, seemingly healing the affliction on contact, a temporary fix to suppress erosion. Corruption contained, the figure delves deeper into the mine, mission incomplete. Her cloak drops, revealing a horned, red-haired woman. She senses something's off, furious, demanding to know who's pulling the strings. Back in the valley, the beastman's furious roar cuts short the interrogation, lunging at the blonde ally, aiming to kill her and bolt. She freezes as a knife flies for her throat, but an unexpected, bloody block intercepts the fatal blow. Tanya's interrogator jumped in front, taking the blade through his hand and raging the beast. He powered up an ice attack, a massive glacial wave to shred everything, only for a combined energy blast to intercept and vaporize him on the spot. Tanya's white-haired ally immediately grilled him. "Why'd you off our only lid?" The injured interrogator just shrugged. Instinct. Zero new intel. Interrogator killed our lead. He tried to shank Jin Ying. Song Rui called BS internally. Jin Ying could dodge that in her sleep. Her ally doubled down. Better safe than sorry. Not worth the argument, she sent him for hand treatment at camp. The red-haired woman from the mine watches the squad from afar. Her eyes lock onto one person, utterly shocked. Xiaohao feels a stare, instinctively looking back. Song Rui asks what's up. He brushes it off, thinking he's tripping. As the team moves on, the horned woman is stunned, fixated on who she just saw. A flashback confirms she recognizes Xiaohao from a past memory with his sister. Horned woman is totally losing it, screaming, overwhelmed by a painful memory. Team hits the abandoned lab. Tanya's guy confirms it's empty. Zhao Hao knows abandoned means sketchy business, instantly connecting dots, bolting inside. Jin Ying tells others she'll babysit him while they search. She sprints after him, but it's too late. He bursts in, yelling, "Anyone here?" He's in Aishuo's dusty, abandoned lab. Big yikes. Jin Ying follows, confirming the place is giving ancient vibes. Outside, Tanya's backup dips, leaving the ghost hunting to them. They head into the canyon, splitting the party for max efficiency, or max danger. Song Rui's ally asks Tanya's guy if the chief's orders were asterisk really just S and R. He confirmed the chief of staff's grim backup plan. Annihilate the target if things go sideways, though he'll make the final call. Back at camp, teams regrouped. Tang's team found zilch, but Xiaohao's crew snagged a hard drive and a sus diary. Jin Ying immediately started cracking the drive. Others checked the diary, revealing an April crimson fog leak that conveniently infected many townspeople. Next entry, military purification was a massacre, capturing survivors for beastification research. Last page, a behemoth monster, top priority alpha subject, a girl needing protection. As they processed this bombshell, Jin Ying triumphantly announced the hard drive was fixed. Her eyes widened. A file showed a mysterious girl in a white lab uniform labeled subject, floating in a high-tech containment unit. She calls Xiaohao, revealing the bombshell, a recovered hard drive partition about to hit way too close to home. Xiaohao is absolutely floored, his sister's face on screen, tagged as the alpha subject. Just then, Tangyi's interrogator rolls up, wondering what the sudden commotion is. He glances at the screen, now showing a gallery of messed-up lab beastmen. Zhao Hao keeps the diary secret, implicating the military and his sister. Song Rui sees hope this data reverses her uncle's transformation. Her ally points to an unopened folder, asking what other tea they'll spill. Jin Ying opens the next folder, a pic of Zhao Zhu with a massive behemoth. Zhao Hao is shook, wondering why his sister is casually with a city-ending aberration. Interrogator freaks. If that thing's alive, we're all toast. Jin Ying confirms the photo's 3 months old. He analyzes shadows, pinpoints the location, then declares he's taking his squad to West Side Valley to investigate the monster. He and his partner are out the door, leaving the team to dig data. Song Rui pulls up another file. Superhuman stats, no known beastmen match. Hong Zhengnan's name immediately rings a bell for Zhao Hao, a past case connection. Song Rui confirms her dad investigated Hong's green vine ties, a huge lead. Clues connect. Zhao Hao vows to find the monster, convinced it's his sister's key. White-haired ally joins the hunt. Jin Ying immediately volunteers as backup. The new squad hits the desolate West Valley, hunting a city-ending monster. One guy spots a massive silhouette against the distant rock wall. Massive was an understatement. It's practically part of the mountain. The interrogator gets why its camouflage made their search a bust. Jin Ying's scanner confirms vitals super weak, basically deep sleep. Naturally, they walk right up to the slumbering giant for a closer look. Dude's totally starstruck, never seen a monster this massive. Just then, Jin Ying's scanners shriek as its energy spikes. She barely warns before its glowing red eye snaps open. The behemoth erupts with a furious roar, revealing it was just playing possum. As the team scrambles, someone throws up a last-second ice wall. Their flimsy defense, zip. The monster unleashes a massive fire breath, vaporizing their shield and blasting the squad. Molten rock splashes. The interrogator screams for backup, but Jin Ying clocks it. The beast isn't just attacking, it's terraforming the canyon to trap them. Waiting for help is a no-go. They gotta stop it now. The white-haired ally spots an opening. It's stuck in the mountain, totally weak. She rallies the squad, time to test new combos. Jin Ying unleashes a massive wind attack. Xiao Hao zips in, landing a coordinated strike. Their black-haired ally slams the ground, sending crimson spikes at the beast, which only annoys it. The interrogator chugs a stim pack, deciding it's prime time for a tactical retreat, yelling for everyone to fall back while the monster's distracted by their love taps. Oops, too late. Distracted is just another word for absolutely furious. The behemoth violently breaks free from its rocky prison, shattering their only strategic mountain wall, to everyone's horror. The team realizes their weak target is now a mobile problem. With a deafening roar, the monster stands at full terrifying height, lunging to turn the squad into red paste. The interrogator knew if they didn't stop this thing, the town was toast. He told Captain Tang, "Backup's a fantasy, we're the only ones." But Tang Yi immediately ordered B-Team to fall back, admitting they were totally outmatched. Just then, the behemoth unleashed another massive fire breath, forcing everyone to scramble. As the blast closed in, Tang Yi stepped forward, hand glowing with serious ice power, declaring, "I got this," ready to meet the inferno head-on. He unleashes a glacial star slash, forming an ice wall that blocks the attack and holds strong. Jin Ying gives an impressed W. Defense handled, Tang Yi tells the squad to go offensive while he tanks. Xiao Hao watches, wondering why Tang Yi is suddenly so powerful after his shield got wrecked. The white-haired girl clocks his hesitation, but he brushes it off, focusing on the monster. Tang Yi holds the line as the behemoth roars, still hyped for a fight. The white-haired girl's railgun is charged. She lets rip a massive energy blast. Jin Ying drops a storm of sonic wind blades from above. Their combined attacks slam into the behemoth's face, but their black-haired ally clocks its defense is too high for ranged attacks to scratch it. Bombardment failed. He gets personal, rushing in with crimson energy claws, tearing into its armored jaw. The behemoth casually caught his arm mid-swing, stopping him cold. It tossed its captive aside, completely unimpressed. Xiao Hao realized this brute was way more aggressive than the last. But just as it prepared to charge, the monster suddenly froze, leaving the white-haired girl puzzled by its mid-battle pause. Jin Ying's scanner confirmed the monster was exhausted, vitals erratic. Its energy only spiked when its eye glowed, meaning it was forcing itself to fight. Xiao Hao connects the dots, taking a hit. Eyes the target. New game plan, another assault on its Achilles heel. But the behemoth roars, unleashing red energy pods from its armored back, exploding into an inescapable energy web across the canyon. Their assault gets shut down by the behemoth's epic counter. Their white-haired ally clocks the monsters reading their playbook, neutralizing their moves. Tangy cooks up a fresh plan. Everyone's gotta nail their roles. Zio's the bait, drawing the behemoth's full focus. He's game and bam asterisk, the monster bites, charging a massive fire breath. Tangy drops a colossal ice wall to tank the inferno, creating Zio's perfect opening. While the beast's locked in its attack, Zio unleashes a full-power beastification punch, slamming it into its neck, staggering the giant. Plan worked. Ally charges Railgun for follow-up. She fires massive beam at Behemoth's head, but Beast pulls same trick, launching explosive pods to block. Jin Ying, clear path, she yells. Jin Ying unleashes swirling wind, knocking them aside. Her vortex clears way, Railgun blast hitting monster dead in eye. The shot wasn't fatal, but it sealed the behemoth's powers, leaving it wide open. She told Captain Tang to deliver the finishing blow. Tang Yi, hyped, summoned a colossal, jagged ice spear, launching it at the stunned monster's chest with immense force. His subordinates smirked, convinced their flawless strategy would pay off. But at the last second, the behemoth moved. Tang Yi knew something was off. Tang Yi's finishing blow was incoming, but he apologized. His ice spear asterisk swerved, missing the monster completely, hitting the canyon wall. The behemoth was untouched. The white-haired girl snapped at Winston, demanding answers. He just asterisk smirked, holding up a strange vial. Turns out he was asterisk calling the shots. The behemoth asterisk roared, now behind him like a loyal pet. Winston faces the team, unbothered, with a city-ending monster as his personal backup. He admits their plan to weaken the beast was a chef's kiss, giving him the opening to take over. She finally clocks he's the high-level mole her father's been investigating. He confirms the whole thing was a setup to earn their trust, leading them straight into his trap. Winston gloats this was all calculated, using other monsters as bait to awaken the behemoth. His real goal, extract Caleb. But the team was just too stubborn to take the L. Zio Hao demands to know his master's obsession, unimpressed. The traitor's classic villain line, "You'll find out when you're dead and buried." Just then, the behemoth burns its life force for a final, desperate attack. Zio Hao tells the girls to distract it while he handles Winston personally. Winston scoffs at Beer Anchor, deciding it's time to flex his true power. He unleashes a storm of jagged ice shards, forcing Zio Hao onto the defensive. Drained by the behemoth, the traitor still has plenty of fight, charging Zio Hao to complete his mission. Zio barely dodges Winston's opening move, but the traitor's already unleashing a follow-up. The behemoth's parting shot, a massive energy beam, slams Zio's last spot, sending our boy tumbling down the canyon. The blast carves a huge crater, shrouding the area in dust and smoke. Winston lands, totally roasting Zio Hao for having the guts to face him one-on-one. He called out our boy's low energy, asking if he was speedrunning his own death. Without a beat, jagged ice spikes erupted, freezing Zio Hao solid in a chilling domain. Winston then summoned a massive ice sword for the kill, but Zio Hao met the strike head-on, blocking the blade with his crimson weapon. Their clash was epic, locking them in a brutal power struggle. Winston's shook that Zio Hao matches his strength so easily. Our boy powers up, dark energy flaring, pushing the traitor back. A classic villain taunt, then a shadow wave forces Winston to throw up a massive ice wall. Zio Hao leaps over the barricade, leaving the captain stunned, immediately going for the finishing blow while Winston's guard is down. Suddenly, a massive armored beast roars, crashing their duel with lightning. Girls yell for Caleb to hurry. This beast is Winston's target. Winston just smirks, admitting Zio Hao's strong, but victory's his. Done playing, Zio Hao condenses dark energy into a volatile crimson sphere, unleashing a spinning vortex at the overconfident traitor. It slams across the canyon with raw power. But Winston just smirks, summoning massive ice gauntlets to block it. His icy shield met the crimson blast with a deafening kaboom. Elemental forces collided in a massive explosion. The attack whiffed past him, just dinging the canyon wall. Winston scoffed, "That was a bust," completely missing the red flag rumbling above. He looked up, and oof asterisk, the cliff face cracked, a massive rock slide burying him under tons of stone. Game over. Winston bursts out, mocking Ziohao's failed attempt. Ziohao waited for his cockiness, ambushing with a poison claw, slashing deep across the traitor's back. Winston screamed. Ziohao reminded him, no one's left to save you. The claw's queen wasp venom already reached his heart. The kicker, his powers only spread the poison faster. Refusing capture, the traitor declared undying loyalty to Green Vine. Winston unleashes a final, desperate ice blast, flash-freezing himself solid rather than betraying his crew. Ziohao coughs up blood, his power taking its toll. With Winston iced, Ziohao collapses, admitting it took everything. Before he moves, armored monster Caleb roars victoriously. Then the massive behemoth, life force spent, finally crashes. Jin Ying's stunned the monster froze. Her ally clocked Caleb's win. White-haired girl called to Caleb, silent post-victory. She checked Ziohao, he popped up, claiming I'm good, despite looking wrecked. Jin Ying, pragmatic, demanded they snag the traitor for intel. But our boy dropped the bomb. Winston offed himself, choosing silence over secrets. His ally realized Green Vine's loyalty was fanatical, but at least they survived. Deciding to quit while ahead, the team agreed to return to HQ and rethink their reckless strategy. Caleb was drained, so they decided to leave before more trouble. But as they moved, Jin Ying's scanner freaked out over bizarre new readings. They looked up, expecting Green Vine's backup, but instead, a horned, red-caped stranger landed right in front of Caleb with a furious roar. Jin Ying immediately warns, his energy is absolutely wild. The white-haired girl stares, utterly shocked, recognizing him. Before anyone reacts, the stranger lunges at exhausted Caleb with a crimson energy blade, felling the monster in one devastating slash, ending the fight instantly. As dust settles, she whispers his name, disbelieving, her uncle, Peter Quinn. Ziohao and the others are stunned. Peter was presumed lost to beastification. Peter Quinn ignores everyone, hyping Ziohao's remarkable, incomplete power. Zio's totally lost, clueless what this monster's on about. Then the classic villain pitch. Help me build a new world. Zio's immediate comeback. Insane. Alicia tries to intervene, yelling for her uncle to stop. Peter's eyes glow, ignoring her, fixated on Zio's rejection. He effortlessly pins her to the wall with unseen force, shutting her down. She desperately pleads, "It's me, Alicia, do you even remember?" He just gives her the cold, silent stare. Ally neutralized, Jin Ying panics. This family reunion is a total train wreck. Peter sees his own past madness in Ziohao. Ziohao hopes Alicia can pull her uncle back from the brink just like he was. He sensed Peter's pure killing intent. Provoking him now was suicide. Alicia stepped forward, begging her uncle to return. A blade pierced her shoulder, a brutal no. When she asked why, he coldly called her an inferior creature, confirming the man she knew was gone. Then a savage slash sent her flying like a rag doll across the canyon floor, crashing hard as her teammates watched in horror. She's bleeding heavily from the chest, a steep price for that reunion. Jin Ying is terrified, realizing their way out of their league. Seeing his friend fall, Ziohao erupts in rage, dark power flaring. Peter Quinn, unfazed by the kid's sudden power-up, just watches as Ziohao unleashes full beastification, roaring into a demonic form. Ziohao charges Peter, who's unfazed, even hyping his new look. Peter casually blocks the furious assault one-handed, shattering Ziohao's crimson armor. Then, a devastating punch to Ziohao's chest sends him flying. Peter follows up with another brutal strike, completely owning the fight. He then taunts Ziohao about the massive power gap, asking if he craves this strength. Consumed by rage, Zhao Hao vowed to kill Peter for his friends. Peter just scoffed, calling his unstable transformation a WIP needing refinement. Suddenly, a massive, dragon-like aberration crashed onto the battlefield with a deafening roar, immediately locking onto Peter Quinn, who remained unfazed. As Jin Ying scrambled for cover, the monster roared again, dominating the canyon. The ground shook violently from its sheer presence. Monster fronts Peter unfazed. Zio, human and wiped, wonders who dis. Peter ghosts Zio, hyping the controller's psychic game. He offers the new player a spot. Ditch the losers. Horned woman rejects Peter's offer, screaming she's not about that life. From her monster, she calls him a fraud, all tech, no real power. Meanwhile, Zio, secretly juiced by tech literally eating him alive, just hoped these titans would go ham. Suddenly, the massive dragon aberration asterisk poofed asterisk, totally out of juice. Zio immediately swooped in, using corrosive power to absorb the monster's last energy. Peter just scoffed, calling her power wasted on sentiment. He dipped, promising she'd eventually get she's not old humanity anymore. Coast clear, she finds Caleb's motionless body, now human. She apologizes for not getting there sooner. Flashback. The horned woman feared her power, terrified of hurting those close. She begged her brother to forget her, stay safe, offering a final gift before vanishing. Present, Zio's still siphoning energy from her collapsed monster. She screams at him to get lost, but he's too busy with his all-you-can-eat energy buffet. He gloats about absorbing the strong to level up faster. Now ranked up, he moves to finish the unconscious Caleb. He stands over Caleb, stolen energy crackling, ready for the final blow. The horned woman, done with his villain monologue, blurs into action. She shuts him up with a brutal punch, ending his power trip. The horned woman pins Zio, warning him, touch Caleb again and he's toast. Our boy is fuming, that punch drained all his power. He scrambles up, vowing revenge for this diss. She ignores his tantrum, giving unconscious Caleb a red energy core. Caleb stabilized, she turns to leave as a massive demonic beast looms behind her. Her ride appears, she casually hops on its head for a grand exit. An army of suited goons then bows, hailing her as their beast lord. As she departs with her new crew, Zio drops a bombshell. Her name is Sandra. Back at base, Jin Ying anxiously watches recovering Caleb. He finally wakes, joking, "At least I wasn't ghosted." Caleb bolts upright, demanding, "Where's Alicia?" Jin Ying drops the bomb. Alicia's gone. He's shook. Her vitals flatlined in a high-tech med bay. Doc tells her dad, the chief, heart's toast, beyond saving, but a guy suggests a last-ditch experimental device. Chief immediately orders, "Get Director Jin on the line." In a core lab, they present a strange item. Her dad asks, "Can we even use this?" Scientist, a beast core can forcibly restart her life. Chief orders it. Director warns, high chance she'll go full monster. Chief of Staff takes all consequences for this desperate gamble. Final order given. Robotic arm plunges glowing core into her chest, definitely not covered by insurance. Fused, the red device now awaits a spark. Scientists ready to flip the switch, final go-ahead for this Hail Mary. Director Jin begs for sanity, but her father says to hit it anyway. A grim command, technicians activate the beast core, sealing her fate. Alicia awakens in a cold, empty void, lost and confused. Then a massive, shadowy dragon appears, a monster she thought long gone. The beast morphs into a horrifying red entity. "What do you want?" she demands. The shadowy entity wasted no time, hijacking Alicia's body and consuming her consciousness with dark energy. This triggered a massive blast from the real-world medical facility. Meanwhile, an official went ballistic, demanding why the chief of staff used his daughter for this bonkers experiment. On a nearby rooftop, two allies watched, lost, as everything went sideways. Back at the lab, Director Jin grimly confirms, experiment failed. Alicia's fully beastified. He asks her father, "Now what? Your daughter's a full-blown monster." But transformed Alicia isn't waiting. Crackling with overwhelming purple energy, she blasts her father, the chief of staff. He just raises a hand, ready to meet her attack with surprising power. The chief of staff counters her blast, revealing impressive smoke powers. He orders his subordinate to protect the scientists, handling this family drama solo. He sternly warns all not to interfere, taking full responsibility for his daughter's rampage as he draws his katana. Transformed Song Rui stares back, horned mask glowing, purple energy crackling. Her father meets her gaze, grim, determined, ready for the inevitable. She immediately unleashes an even bigger energy barrage, shattering the building's top in a massive explosion. Nearby, Zhao Hao and Jin Ying are totally baffled by the sudden fireworks. Jin Ying ids the monstrous figure as Song Rui, leaving Zhao Hao shook by her glow-up. Inside the wrecked lab, transformed Song Rui unleashes a storm of purple energy shards. Her father immediately orders Xiao Hao and Jin Ying to back off. An order, not a suggestion, as he deflects her furious barrage. Katana drawn, he prepares to face his daughter's monstrous form head-on. The chief of staff then leaps across the ruined facility, closing the distance in a flash, weaving through her chaotic energy attacks. Director Jin realizes his old friend was hiding serious power this whole time. He broke through her defenses, a hand on her shoulder halting the rampage. His gentle voice, "It's all good now." Song Rui looked up, confusion flickering in her glowing red eyes. The monstrous mask shattered, revealing her face as she snapped back. Her friends sighed in relief. Jin Ying cheered, "She's finally free." Zhao Hao smirked, knowing a dad would never truly hurt his own kid. The chief of staff hugs her, comforting her apologies. He tells her to cry, letting her release her pain. Meanwhile, Sandra storms in, demanding associates stop all capture ops. The exec pushes back, company interests too vital. She gets in his face, "If Caleb gets hurt, there'll be hell to pay." He scoffed as she left, a spoiled weapon for their beast control research. Back at base, Song Rui, recovered, found peace on a bench. Zhao Hao found her brooding, offered a drink. "This look doesn't suit you." She admitted she'd been thinking about her dad, post everything. Her dad's been sleeping at his office, buried in work. She feels helpless, her uncle's betrayal and her condition caused it. Zio Hao's surprised, admitting he'd assumed she was an all-knowing super genius, making her question his view. He immediately lists her detaining him, forcing him onto the team, earning a shut-up. He then gives her a sincere pep talk. "You're resilient, use your strength." His words resonate, she'll think it over. A week later at SRU HQ, Zio Hao and the squad get an emergency summons. Something's gone spectacularly wrong. Commander, Northern Wastelands, monster-infested. Top units tied up, no help. But something way worse waltzed past defenses. A Calamity-class Titan worm king breached the line, nesting nearby. If it finishes its cycle, the region's toast. The room freaked out. Last incident was nothing compared to this Calamity-class threat. Worse, elite backups MIA for 2 days. High Command needs a team now asking for volunteers. Crickets. Nobody's got a death wish. Just as everyone's ready to write their wills, an instructor steps up for the suicide mission. But Caleb immediately grabs him, refusing to let his mentor walk into that death trap. He declares it's his asterisk fight. He needs impossible odds to level up, obviously. He argued the real danger was HQ, so his instructor had to protect the chief of staff. Debate over. Commander summoned Caleb. Song Rui's out, so Caleb's promoted new task force captain with the classic "do great" brief. After a don't die send-off, Caleb's in the briefing room, mission map out when Jin Ying bursts in. She playfully salutes Captain Caleb. "Yo, Cap, late for the party?" He tells her to chill, but she just smirks, asking about his new gear. She teases Caleb, calling herself his MVP partner, Loki True, as 2 more squad members arrive, happily saluting their new captain. Randy flexed their hard training, super proud. Caleb's like, "Chill, let's get this suicide mission rolling, just like old times." But Jin Ying asked if they'd wait for Alicia. Mood instantly awkward. Caleb explained she needed more recovery after, the monster thing. He tried to speed things up, calling someone out for being slow. Then Alicia popped out. She was there the whole time, looking epic by their ride. The team's relieved. Caleb's like, "Told you she'd nail it." Alicia's cleared for duty, ready for Caleb's suicide mission. He's stoked she's back in fighting form post-monster episode. Randy tries to drive, but Caleb tosses keys to Alicia. She's already behind the wheel, telling everyone to hop in. The whole crew's packed in, their armored transport rolling out of base off to the wastelands. Caleb double-checks if she's game, but she's not having it, declaring she's done being lost, full stop. Meanwhile, the big bad bug is already spawning more nightmares. Back at HQ, the commander drops the grim intel. The Titan bug king's chilling in the jungle, surrounded by its personal army of goons. A Green Vine council member reveals the bug king excretes a vital crystal tissue. Direct confrontation is a no-go. The military's got it locked down. The real mission, a stealth op to snag the tissue during chaos, leaving zero trace. He entrusts this heist to his top operative, the masked agent Thousand Faces. Meanwhile, Caleb's team rolls up, but Alicia senses trouble. Mission hits a snag, squad on high alert for an ambush. Caleb grimly confirms, worse than expected, ditch the ride. This jungle's a monster-infested fog bank now, stick together or you're toast. Zero vis. Caleb asks Jin Ying to clear the air, but she's like, too thick. Just then, he stops them cold, sensing something's coming. Right on cue, massive spikes rain down from the fog. They barely dodge the opening salvo as projectiles slam around them. Caleb confirms everyone's fine, but can't pinpoint their attacker in the dense mist. Then a massive insected nightmare lunges from the gloom. Its arrival instantly clears the air, revealing the fog was the Bug King's crimson energy. Alicia realizes it absorbed the fog to mark territory, basically calling dibs on them. Jin Ying's scanner confirms it's a behemoth-class hive tyrant, likely a royal bodyguard. No time for this, Caleb powers up, ordering the team to battle. His strategy, go all out, take it down, no cap. Meanwhile, at the Titan hive, cloaked agents approach a behemoth. They clash with their bodyguard, Blood Howl, ready to fight. Their masked leader tells his grunts to chill, no smoke. He points to another behemoth, reminding them, snatch the prize and bounce. Back with Caleb, their hive tyrant is hyped for a full-on brawl. Jin Ying kicks things off with a wind vortex, her storm's blessing bathing the squad in a blue aura for a combat boost. With the buff active, Caleb orders a full frontal assault, leading the charge. He rushes the monster head-on, Crimson Claw ready to shred its hide. Randy slams his hardened fist for a shockwave. Alicia brings up the rear, charging her railgun for a massive annihilation blast. Alicia's railgun blast nails the hive tyrant's face. Caleb follows with his Crimson Claw, Randy's shockwave hitting below. Their combined storm flurry absolutely shreds the monster. The team celebrates their easy W, but Yan Hao immediately senses something's off. He yells for everyone to watch out as something bursts from the corpse. Back at Greenvein HQ, Sandra gets urgent news, a council decision. He confirms Yan Hao's behind this mess, clearly annoying her. After some teasing, she demands he spill the tea. Yan Hao's squad was sent on a suicide mission against the S-rank Titan Bug King, a brutal rookie test. Sandra's associate explains the council's plan, but she calls Cap. He clarifies Zio Hao's only valuable alive, killing him wasn't the goal. She cuts to the chase, he needs a favor. The associate offers a win-win if she cooperates. Sandra agrees, determined to save her brother from ruin. Meanwhile, their easy win hatches into a terrifying moth monster. Its psychic wave hits Caleb hard. Jin Ying yells, "Don't look at the wing patterns." Caleb grits his teeth, fighting its paralyzing psychic grip. He blasts out a crimson burst, shattering the illusion. Caleb's mind plunges inward, forcing him to face his shadow. Alicia's stuck in a nightmare of Uncle Peter Quinn. Jin Ying, with peak priorities, is just geeking out over the attack's data signature, analyzing her hallucination like a specimen. IRL, the squad's totally frozen, stuck in their own head games. Randy, though, fights back, head throbbing from the psychic attack. He yells for them to snap out of it. The moth monster keeps pressure, confused why only Randy's waking up. His lieutenant drops a grim truth: strong minds, deep obsessions, easier to trap. With powerful squad mates compromised, Randy calls for backup, ready to solo this. With his team down, the moth monster drops psychic orbs. Caleb's just zoned out, lost in his head as attacks land. Randy tries to snap him out, but gets blasted back. Frontal assault? Useless. He's gotta wake up on his own, no cap. Inside his head, Caleb's inner demon taunts. Tired of suppressing your true self? The crimson doppelganger lunges, claws slashing, trying to corrupt his mind. Caleb grits his teeth, fighting the mental takeover. His dark self tempts. Embrace the power like Peter Quinn, Sandra. Caleb counters, blocking the punch, declaring, I'm nothing like those monsters. His inner demon clowned him, flexing about knowing his every move. Caleb yelled back, vowing he'd never be that twisted monster. The doppelganger didn't care, lunging, claws out to end it by force. Crimson armor flared, closing in for the final, corrupting blow. Caleb met the assault, asking if his dark side wanted them both wiped out. He landed a solid punch, declaring his fight, find Sandra, shield others from his fate. His conviction was so strong, it shattered the inner demon, ending the mental battle. Alicia's nightmare persists. Peter Quinn trashes her beliefs, his terrifying power enough to make anyone give up. Fueled by anger, not fear, she flexes her power, shattering the illusion. She brands her uncle's illusion a traitor, refusing defeat, vowing to one day drag the real him back from the brink. Meanwhile, she and Caleb realize they're stuck in a shared subconscious, needing to break free from both sides. While she fights from within, Caleb battles his inner demon. He knows if he doesn't wake up ASAP, his team is toast. But just then, the mental prison cracks as Jin Ying's attack lands. Caleb instantly recognizes her power, real-world backup. With a final push, the psychic illusion shatters. Jungle side, a huge wind vortex smashes the moth monster, breaking its focus. Jin Ying smirks, her precharged attack a timely save. Mind games done, Caleb asks Alicia to pinpoint the moth for the finisher. Alicia confirms wing patterns are the source, lining up a shot to disable its psychic powers. She locks onto the struggling monster in Jin Ying's vortex. Jin Ying preps her domain release, piling on the pressure. Alicia doesn't hesitate, blasting the trapped monster with a massive purple beam, obliterating it. The team makes a clean getaway. Inside, Caleb's out cold, absorbing the beast core's power. Jin Ying geeks out over data. Alicia's concerned. Is absorbing a behemoth core even smart? Randy just smirks, explaining Caleb leveled up by literally conquering his inner demons. Right on cue, Caleb's eyes snap open, warning, slow down, guests ahead. Caleb drops the bomb. The threat isn't monsters, it's humans. His team's shook. Suddenly, a horned beastman, Blood Howl, crashes from the woods, shattering the road before their ride. "This road's closed to all military trash," he roars. Caleb's team steps out, ready to throw down, demanding why. A shadowy voice clowned Blood Howl, claiming the egg sack, but the beastman ignored them, charging Caleb with killing intent. Caleb dodged it like it was nothing. Blood Howl scoffed, "Running won't save you." He threw a furious punch, screaming, "Die," Jin Ying warned. Caleb just casually caught the fist, unimpressed. Caleb smirks, calling the beastman's strength cute, but that's it. He effortlessly tosses Blood Howl aside like a sack of potatoes, shutting down the ambush. Melting into the ground with shadow stealth, he leaves the guy confused, only to reappear for a face punch that sends him flying. Caleb mocks his pathetic skill. Up in the trees, an observer realizes Yan Hao's already hitting S-rank power. Beastman down for the count, Caleb casually orders his team, "Tie him up, toss him in the trunk." Distraction handled, the team hits a massive, unnatural crater, crawling with insectoid nightmares guarding a central hive. They found the Bug King's nest, moments before it drops a disaster. Caleb takes charge, ordering Alicia to disrupt bugs spawning with her railgun. She wastes no time, unleashing a massive EMP to thin the horde. Front lines shredded, too many monsters for a direct fight. Strategy, hit and run to distract the swarm, avoid getting stuck. Jin Ying drops a powerful wind blast, taking out a scout. Another monster immediately counters, blasting a concentrated energy beam. Randy shields up, tanking the blast. He barely holds as the beam brutally slams his shield. A massive explosion hits, but their formation holds. 2 hours later, still battling, they desperately await Chief of Staff's backup. Barely holding on, bugs stop spawning, opting for direct kills. A massive behemoth emerges, ready to wipe the floor with the exhausted squad. As it lunges, purple energy blades slice through the air, intercepting. Caleb and the others are stunned by this last-minute clutch rescue. Back up, the Chief of Staff just chilling. Team watched, jaws dropped, as his S-rank power effortlessly shredded the massive monster with an ice barrage, total overkill. Massive explosions engulfed the bug. More reinforcements arrived, ordered to protect the chief. Plot twist. The commander was the chief's brother, instantly joining the fray against smaller monsters. Behemoth roars, ready for round 2. Chief's already charging. Alicia's Loki worried his body can't handle the insane energy. He drops an S-rank finisher, crystalline spikes skewer and pin the behemoth. The effort clearly takes a toll. Chief admits he can only hold it an hour max. Then a chopper arrives, but it's not the backup they were expecting. Sharp-dressed strangers appear, hyping their epic fight. Leader Hong Jiangnan thanks them for weakening the bug, then tells them to bounce. Chief's bro clocks the guy. Chief demands answers. Hong reveals his master plan, baiting the bug here for them to tire it out. Chief's bro calls out Hong's wild scheme. Bug eggs would doom the region. Hong scoffs. Sacrifices are fine for the greater good, revealing his super soldier plan. He shoves a cloaked girl forward, announcing the real main character's debut. A red-haired, single-horned woman, disturbingly calm amid chaos, is revealed. Xiaohao absolutely loses it, recognizing her as Xiaoxu. "What did Hong do to my sister?" Her eyes snap open, glowing with terrifying red energy. Psychic power activates. A massive winged beast materializes, roaring to attack. Chief's brother rushed in, but Xiaoxu casually blocked his attack with a psychic barrier, then blasted him and Xiaohao away with a massive force wave, unfazed. Triumphant, her monstrous shadow engulfed the battlefield. Riding her summoned nightmare, eyes dead, she gave the order, just a puppet for Hong's grand plan. With a gesture, she sends her winged beast at the immobilized behemoth. The creature roars, ready to unleash a citywide buffet. Her monster slams the crystalline prison, instantly shattering the chief's hard work. Hong, hyped, declares his queen's time to be unleashed. Alicia sees her father's containment failing as huge cracks spiderweb the barrier. Xiaohao makes a desperate dash, determined to reach his sister no matter what. He screams at the chief for a path, convinced he can wake her, despite his team calling him insane. He's their only shot to save his sister. Against all odds, the chief agrees, Xiao getting a grim nod. He orders a 3-second opening for the kid's wild dash. His brother and squad go all out, drawing fire, giving Xiao the chance to bolt through the chaos. Alicia watches, stunned. She's thinking, this is peak dumb. Xiaohao powers up, crackling, closing in on his sister, desperately calling her name to break the mind control. He makes it standing before her, "I've finally found you." Meanwhile, her summoned beast shreds the containment field. Hong scoffs, mocking their struggle like a movie. The diversionary battle goes wild. The chief's brother watches, a smug grin chilling. A mysterious agent drops in, effortlessly dodging shadowy spikes. Then a huge beast blasts a massive energy beam, barely blocked by a soldier. Mocking his defensive stance, another woman joins, unleashing blinding holy light. Her attack erupts, forcing all to brace for shockwave. Nearby, a silver-haired woman lays cover fire with twin energy pistols. She powers up, yelling, "Stop!" A storm of purple energy erupts from her fist, forming energy blades. The masked agent is stunned as attack slams him, shook by her hidden power. Silver-haired woman's mission, protect Xiaohao, period. The battlefield's pure chaos. Soldiers barely fend off shadowy beasts. New arrivals barely block a massive purple blast. Main event. Xiaoxu's nightmare summon swings to crush Xiaohao, then freezes inches from his face. She's fighting mind control, screaming as the psychic programming cracks under strain. Xiaohao clocks that Hong's hold is finally slipping. Her mind's a total war zone, torn between telling him to bolt and the order to devour him. Xiaohao's sweating bullets, desperate to break the spell for good. He spots the beast's core, the key to severing her monster link. Ignoring all warnings, Xiaohao makes a desperate sprint, dead set on cutting his sister's connection. The silver-haired woman screams, "It's suicide!" as he leaps for the monster's core. Ready to go toe-to-toe with the nightmare, he powered up midair. The beast wasn't playing, lunging to crush him. Its massive claw slammed, cratering his last spot. A roar of pure agony erupted as Xiao somehow breached its guard, locking onto the core. Gritting his teeth, he pried that glowing orb from its chest. With a final, visceral pull, he ripped the power source free, unleashing a blast of raw, corrupting energy. Xiaoxu instantly feels the psychic backlash, screaming as the mind control shatters. Xiaohao absorbs the core's raw power instead, stunning the masked agent. Corrupting energy floods his mind with a terrifying, shadowy beast vision. But he fights back, screaming he won't be controlled. His sheer willpower makes Xiaoxu's summoned nightmare disintegrate. Monster gone, he makes a desperate leap to his sister, promising she'll never suffer again. His words finally click. She looks up, a flicker of recognition. He gently wipes her tear, face bloodied but relieved. Silver-haired woman and Jin Ying watch, totally moved. Hong Xiangnin just stares, his perfect weapon snatched. Zai Ohao's adrenaline finally dips. He crashes, totally gassed, pushing way past his limits. Xiaoxu screams his name, catching him before he hits the deck. Her pure concern shatters Hong's last mental shackles. She snaps, absolutely fuming at Hong's crew for using her against her own brother. When agents try to ghost, Xiaoxu's not having it, vowing, "Not a single one of you is getting away." She unleashes a psychic storm, forcing the masked agent to barely shield up. The squads shook, their perfect weapon just went rogue. Hong Xiangnin's plan is cooked. As his crew bolts for the chopper, a massive shadow beast erupts, blocking their only exit. Agents watch, shook and terrified, as the shadowy attack closes in. Hong and his associate barely dive as tendrils slam down. The source? A powerful white-haired beastman with a serious grudge. Meanwhile, the chief's brother watches from afar, calling this a perfect chance for his enemies to self-destruct. He addresses the beastman as Zhao, disappointed by his monstrous form. Zhao just grins back, sarcastically thanking him for being the reason he's like this. Brother admits letting Zhao and Xiori explore ruins. Zhao touts his new power as perfect evolution, recruiting his old commander. Silver-haired woman screams for her ally to snap out of it, defying the crimson fog. Sandra scoffs at Zhao's interference, deciding to handle the grunts herself. Their new opponent immediately flexes, summoning a peak S-rank skeletal nightmare. Chief's brother orders his subordinate and Sandra to launch a desperate joint attack. As they charge, the girls struggle to drag away an unconscious, burning Zio Hao. Zhao immediately intercepts, unleashing a vicious volley of crimson energy blades. The subordinate barely blocks the barrage with a desperate energy shield. Seeing her chance, Sandra unleashes her power, forming a massive orb of purple destructive energy. Her attack slams Zhao, met by his crimson power. Their collision unleashes a massive shockwave, engulfing him in raw, destructive energy. Meanwhile, Sandra faces Zhao's monster army. Their master, ready, unleashes crimson power, overwhelming the battlefield. Xiaoxu, the silver-haired woman, panics over unconscious, burning Zio Ohao. Risking everything, she tries to force him awake with her energy. Her friend warns Xiaoxu her body's mutating from strain, but Xiaoxu brushes it off. The chief's brother braces for Zhao. Suddenly, Sandra's beast fires a massive energy beam. Zhao casually tanks it for his old commander, unfazed. He mocks Sandra, her manipulation power is incomplete, failing. The chief's brother asks if she's okay. She coolly replies, "Perfectly fine." Sandra then unleashes a massive blue energy bomb. Done playing games, she and her ally launch a pincer attack. Orange energy blasts scream through the air, converging on their smug target. Zhao just scoffs, daring them, then lunges into the blast, meeting their combined power head-on. A cataclysmic explosion erupts. The shockwave rips across the battlefield, sending both attackers flying backwards. Dust settles. Sandra coughs, her allies down. Zhao's unfazed, crimson aura flaring, looming over the soldier, declaring game over. Crimson tendrils erupt, trapping soldier and silver-haired woman. Zhao smirks, two major threats neutralized in one slick move. Threats neutralized, Zhao drops a massive crimson energy wave, shaping into a monstrous shadow maw. It lunges as Zio Ohao finally wakes. Xiaoxu is shook, realizing the Bug King's aura now radiates from her bro, but Zio Ohao just smirks, chilling everyone he's still got his inner demon on a leash. Zhao is hyped, declaring Zio Ohao's forced S-rank breakthrough makes them kindred spirits. Our boy immediately rejects it. No monster life for me. His rival scoffs, mocking his ambition and the price of evolution, then summons a storm of deadly crimson blades for another lesson. Sandra screams as the blades scream towards her brother. But Zio Hao, sporting a monstrous crimson claw, casually bats the volley aside. Seeing their chance, Sandra and her ally jump in. The subordinate clashes with the beastmen in a massive shockwave. Sandra preps an energy blast from above, setting up a pincer attack. Zhao scoffs, a crimson wave clearing his path. He turns to Zhao Hao, demanding his real strength. The beastman unleashes a brutal crimson flurry, yelling, "Not enough!" Zhao Hao's hammered, barely blocking the relentless assault. But as Zhao winds up, Zhao Hao snags his arm, finding his opening. He smirks, charging his counter. "For Song Rui!" he roars, slamming a massive punch into Zhao's face. Xiao Hao's punch connects, blasting Zhao back in a crimson burst. Zhao hits ground, coughing, but impressed by the power. He immediately backpedals, claiming exhaustion, sparing Xiao Hao for now. But mid-villain speech, the silver-haired woman unleashes a massive purple burst, shattering her restraints. Zhao is absolutely floored by her sudden power-up. Her uncle's the trapped soldier. She's not letting him fall today. Xiao Hao won't let Zhao walk, charging a monstrous, swirling orb. Once spooked by this power, he's now obsessed with mastering it. He's going all out, unleashing a massive energy bomb at Zhao to finish this period. Xiao Hao unleashes his full, monstrous power in one final blast. Zhao screams as the overwhelming energy slams into him, triggering a cataclysmic explosion that engulfs the battlefield. When the dust settles, Zhao is somehow still standing, his monstrous form gone. A quick flashback reveals his regret, apologizing to his brother. With the battle finally over, the silver-haired woman breaks down in tears of relief. Mission accomplished. The commander declared success and the squad went wild. They'd stopped the Bug King, nabbed Zhao, and crushed Green Vine's operation. Later, Xiao Hao heard Noob side-eyed his B-rank drop, but he's chilling on Bug King meds, already hustling for a raise. Mission wrapped, Xiao Hao bounced home for Xiaoxu. He found her cooking, but she immediately dropped a bombshell. They had a guest. The guest, the silver-haired girl, happily announcing she's here to freeload. Mad at her dad for blocking her uncle's visit, she's boycotting his fancy feast. She immediately called out his new instructor gig, asking why recruits already disrespect him. He's shook. Turns out, the blonde, twin-tail girl spilled all the tea during their friendly interrogation. Still, the three of them actually had a pretty wholesome dinner together. Later, she preps to leave, joking her dad would freak if she's late. Xiaoxu insists her brother walk Rurui home. It's dangerous. He scoffs. She could totally beat me up before my back gives. Walking Rurui home, she thanks Xiao Hao for saving her uncle. He shrugs it off. Annoyed he can't take a compliment, she asks about her uncle's recovery. Confidently, he tells her not to stress. Everything will be chill. Just then, a shooting star zipped across the sky, catching their eyes. Rurui, hyped, instantly pulled out her comm to tell Xiaoxu about the epic sight. Xiao Hao's sister then gave him a WTF, focus on your date.